evening, everyone. Welcome to Bacon.com's coverage of E3 2018, brought to you by Survive Mr. Cube. Survive Mr. Cube, the roguelite action game from Intra Games that's available right now on the PlayStation Store. Mr. Cube has been transformed into a cube-like creature. Can you help him in his journey back to humanity? Find out in Survive Mr. Cube, available now on the PlayStation Store. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Dave the Watchman. I'm joined here by...
Level Up Justin.
Oh, Jeff Roth. I kept you waiting, huh?
That's right. Folks, this is the night. It is Sony time. It almost feels... I hate to say this because we got Microsoft fans, we got you know, Nintendo fans and everything, but it always feels like, maybe it's because it's the evening, it always feels like Sony is the main event of E3. And we know 4 big titles that Sony is going to be covering tonight. But before we get there, it's hard to deny that Microsoft had a really strong showing yesterday.
Yeah.
I think there were some opportunities that Microsoft might have missed, but if you take those out of the equation, Microsoft had a hell of a conference yesterday. So going into it tonight for Sony, where do you think that the opportunity for Sony is?
First-party games. I think that's because that's what's kept Sony above the competition is,
Sure.
you know, our studios put out these fantastic games, and we have more of them than anybody else. I mean, Nintendo obviously has a more of a plethora of well-known characters.
I love that word.
I want to use it at all times. But Sony's going to come out hard-hitting with Spider-Man and Death Stranding and Last of Us 2. Like, their AAA games are bigger names.
Sure.
So they'll hang their hat on that.
Yep. I agree. I think they're going to. I think we'll see more, a few more first-party games that'll come out. I don't think we'll see anything that'll overshadow the 4 main, but you'll see at least the 4 big ones, and they're going to deep dive into those, I think, and
Sure.
and kind of give us a little hint of what's to come into 2019, because that seems to be the theme of E3 2018.
That does seem to be the
And
theme.
that's why I think Sony's going to lean in 2018. Because Sony is so right now in the moment that they can make these games happen in 2018.
Even Bethesda, a company who is usually very much right now in the moment, had quite a few announcements that were out a little
Right,
ways.
there weren't a lot of 2018 games. That is, like you said, that has been the running theme.
They
And I
announced a game coming out in 2020, 2021.
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
earliest
Who
They're
Elder
going
knows?
beyond 2019.
We don't even know.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the big opportunity for Sony and Nintendo, for that matter, at this point, is definitely show us games that we can play this year.
Yep.
2019 is great, but it feels like we are lacking in 2018 games, especially after the plethora of titles that we had last year. Sorry, I'm trying to update something on social media while I talk. Yes. So if they can get some 2018 games out there, I think that will definitely help with Sony. But let's talk about the games that we do know.
Should we start with one of the big ones, Death Stranding?
I mean, that seems to be the big... I don't want to... The big baby in the room, I'll say it that way. The big baby in the stomach.
This is something that I'm looking forward to because I want to see what kind of game this actually is, and because let's understate this, Kojima makes some weird ass games.
He does.
So
right.
Seeing what the trailer is and now putting that into an actual game, I'm interested in that. Plus, I think
I hosted both, by the way.
I'm gonna probably jump ahead that this game's coming out in 2018.
Death Stranding, you think, is coming out in 2018?
I would have put it.
Wow.
I would have put it in February, but they already now took that up with Days Gone.
Right.
So I think
You're a wild man.
You're a wild man.
You're a wild man.
You're a wild
let
man.
me go crazy and say it's coming out in 2018.
Wow.
Woo.
I would be shocked. Of course, Death Stranding is one of the big 4 that Sony will be talking about tonight. It's Death Stranding, which we just mentioned, coming from Kojima Games. It's also Spider-Man, which is coming out in September.
This game looks so good.
It does look so good.
Spider-Man looks very good.
Oh.
Then we're also going to talk about Last of Us Part 2, which I think will close out the show.
Yep.
I think so too.
And I think that's kind of meant to close out the generation for Sony, and Ghosts of Tsushima. Which
That's the game I'm looking forward to the
it's
most.
very tantalizing. We haven't really seen anything on this game. We saw just that preview trailer right before Paris, or right during Paris Games Week, but nothing really since then. This is Sucker Punch's brand new IP. What are your hopes and dreams? What do you want to see out of Ghosts of Tsushima?
Just Sucker Punch is known for their infamous titles, and I want them to bring their expertise in a more grounded, but tell me a really unique and fun, even dark story of feudal Japan. Give me a reason to care. Give me a reason to get choked up.
Do you think that setting is getting a little played out? The feudal Japan setting
I was just thinking that. Because Shadows Die Twice is going to be in that area, in that era.
And we talked about that earlier.
Neo last
Neo's
year
in that
was
era.
excellent. It was in that era.
And we're like Ninja Gaiden has always kind of been hanging around.
Sure.
Still in that area.
Hanging around in the shadows like a ninja.
And we talked about that earlier because there was a lot of people that clamor for an Assassin's Creed in that time period.
And we saw some of that with For Honor earlier.
Yep.
Still kind of in that feudal Japan kind of era. So be different. I want this game to be the Sucker Punch infamous style difference.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
What can they do to set themselves apart with Ghosts of Tsushima, apart from all the other feudal style Japan games that we're seeing out on the market right now?
I was going to say make it supernatural, but
I was thinking the same thing.
That's kind of what Shadows Die Twice is in a way too, because it's kind of like a Dark Souls feudal Japan,
Right?
And Neo was kind of in that setting as well. So supernatural might be one way of doing it, but make my feudal Japanese samurai superhuman.
Okay. I would like to I'd like to see something done with some just really kick-ass, sweet swordplay.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you can make that very unique in its own way, then I think that would sell me on it. Neo and I think Shadows Die Twice, whatever it's called, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. I think those are going to be kind of similar games. We have to interrupt just for a second because we got main game 6407 has followed us on Mixer. Main game 6407. Thank you so much for gaming Tasty with us here on nerdbacon.com. But for you, Level Up Justin, we talked a little bit about Ghost of Tsushima. What is it? What does Ghost of Tsushima need to do for you to
Ghost of
set it
Sushi
apart?
Striker.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Well, it's kind of like I said right before. Like I think it's just I want a gripping story. I want a gripping story, something that's gonna to bring me in. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be single player centric, just giving the history of Sucker Punch. But I want to see a single player story that grips me, that makes me care about the characters in this world. Because my assumption is that if this game is done well enough, it won't be the very first or the last game that we see from Ghost of Tsushima.
Sure. Jared over in the chat says, how about a feudal Japan game with VR where you use the sword?
See, and
that would be sweet.
That would be cool.
We've seen that with like several Star Wars lightsaber style tech
Beat
demos.
Saber.
Beat Saber.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a really good one here.
So that can be something definitely. But what about be ridiculous? Be kind of off the wall ridiculous. Let me do Metal Gear Rising style slicing up appendages.
Right. Absolutely.
Because now Shadows Die Twice and Neo have been kind of more grounded and more kind of
very
serious.
Tactical.
Right.
Very grounded games, like you were saying before.
Go apeshit. Go nuts.
I would love that. I would love being able to use like the right stick for.
Maybe I just want Metal Gear Rising 2. I don't know.
You're not. Yeah, unfortunately, we'll never get it.
Right.
Well, I mean, like,
this could be it.
Make it big battles. Like have giant, like large size battles.
Wouldn't that be awesome if you're going in and it's like two warring samurai faction armies clashing against each other?
Dynasty Warriors. We don't want no Dynasty Warriors.
Well, you're not controlling the armies. You're just like one soldier in the middle of all these armies. But that's not. It's not a Mushu game where that's all you're doing. It's just like. That's one setting. Like, that's the first part of a level.
Which, by the way, shout out real quick. My college roommate is the voice of Lu Bu in Dynasty Warriors 9.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
so if you play Dynasty Warriors 9 and played Lu Bu, I went to college with him as my roommate.
That's very cool.
So,
good for you.
All right.
When do you folks expect Ghost of Tsushima out? We've already got
next year.
Days Gone is occupying the spring part.
Yeah.
Last of
they're
Us Part
February,
2 will probably be hitting in late 2019. Where are you going to stick Ghost of Tsushima? Does that come out this year, or is that
I
like
think that might
summer
be
next year?
I think that might be next summer.
Next
Like
late
summer?
spring,
Yeah.
summer, late
Okay.
spring, summer.
All right.
You know, because you had like God of War, for example, was April,
Sure.
so maybe
sure.
that takes the God of War spot.
Okay. All right. I could see that. Next up, we touch on
God,
Death
what was
Stranding a
February?
little bit.
What's that?
God of War is February.
No, God of War
God of
was
War's
April.
It was right after my daughter was born.
April. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
No, it's
all
all good. It's all good. Days Gone is February, and then that's why I was thinking that.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's go back to Death Stranding just for a little bit. What do you think is going on in this game?
No idea. No,
I got
I'm
nothing.
still. So, I literally put in here like Kojima has done his best and his darnest to confuse us, even though he claims to this day that if we watch the trailers all together, it'll make sense and that something is there. I have no idea. I even feel like when the game comes out, we're going to watch those trailers and we're still not going to understand.
I've
the
heard that the
trailers.
baby plays like a central role in the
Really?
thing. Like,
I guess, yeah.
yeah, maybe the baby's the last vestige of humanity that's left.
I'm kind of happy that I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Because it's.
Right.
I feel like with so many games, I feel like I know what I'm getting myself into.
Or you know so much so soon.
Right. Or
Yeah.
you can go, okay, well, so that's how they're going to get around that, and that's how they're going to put that mechanic in there. I have no idea with Death Stranding, and that's
No.
fine, and that makes me happy because it's Kojima in rare Kojima form.
Do you think there are going to be any subtle references to the Metal Gear Solid series?
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah, I think so,
Ooh.
and I think you're going to see that because with Metal Gear Survive, it even said, it even referenced Kojima in Metal Gear
Yeah.
Survive.
Yep.
So I think, it may not be obvious where he's going to get sued by them, but
Right,
I
right.
think he'll take some jabs at him for sure.
Well, I think didn't Survive like thank him or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of like a thank you. Actually, a good moment.
Do you
instead of
think
There's like
Death
Kojima
Stranding?
Productions forever or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Death Stranding is going to continue on with the stealth gameplay that Kojima pioneered with Metal Gear Solid, or do you think he's stepping away from that a little bit?
I think he'll go stealth because of what we saw in that trailer. Because
I agree.
because there's these tremors that can reach up and grab you and take you away. So I think you want to hold your breath like a deadly premonition if you want to play that game. And you're escaping these tremors, these mimics from Prey or something like that.
Right.
That's your stealth mechanic is
Right.
not being caught by them.
Yep. I think that I agree. I think you could see. I think there's something where you're gonna maybe have a little bit more of a balance and not as much stealth. But I think there's definitely gonna be stealth because of the shadow whatever creatures or whatever that they said tremors or whatever it is that could reach up and get you. You hold your breath or you're quiet or whatever, and then it doesn't mess with you. And I think that's where we get a little glimpse of that.
But here's my big thing. Metal Gear Solid has always been known for like its quirkiness and its bits of humor and this what's some dumb shit in Metal Gear Solid.
Sure.
In the
Right.
best
Especially
possible,
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Right.
That's I love
Right.
that.
Sure.
in the best way possible. Do we see any of that in Death Stranding?
I think so.
This-
and I
this
think you're
game
going to
is
see it
dark.
turned up. I
Think
think
so?
you're actually going to see some of the goofiness turned
I
up.
could see that.
Besides the naked Norman Reedus.
Well, I think that just shouts exactly
Yeah,
turning
that's-
it up. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
This game just seems really dark.
It seems
It
dark,
does.
but it also Kojima is kind of free from some of his constraints from Konami.
Right.
So
I guess the baby thumbs up is kind of a little
yeah,
bit of that too. So
yeah. I think we could definitely see a little bit more playfulness from Kojima in this
Right.
game. Do you think we see gameplay tonight?
yes,
Like finally,
yes.
how much gameplay do you see? Do we see an on-stage demo? Do we see? They're talking about deep dives, so we're getting,
I
do we
can
get 20
see-
minutes of gameplay tonight?
I can see Kojima on stage, kind of doing a Todd Howard walkthrough of a stage demo.
Huh? Is there an Alexa game that's going to accompany it?
Would be nice.
I
No.
still can't believe that was a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, not only do I think we see gameplay, we get a release date and it's this year.
I
really think this year.
Oh,
I think that is
I
I'm
am
gonna-
just
my bold prediction. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
that is a
Yeah,
bold prediction
yeah.
indeed.
I just really think that it's kind of one of those like I'll believe it when I see it moments. Like I don't know that I even believe we're gonna see much more than a trailer tonight.
Really?
I now on the other hand, it makes a lot of sense because they're doing a deep dive that we're going to get gameplay.
Right.
But
right. That's what I was. Just
I wouldn't be
gonna
surprised
say.
if it's like this is pre-alpha or alpha gameplay.
Well, they announced Fallout 76 like 2 weeks ago.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
coming out in November.
Yeah, that's been a Bethesda ML for a little while now. So
But we've seen Death Stranding at last year's E3, so they've had a while to work on this. Obviously, it's hard making games, especially a Kojima game. But
at least he's not having to create an engine from scratch. He's using the Decima engine, which powers Horizon Zero Dawn.
Sure.
So,
yep.
Great game that was.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
One of the games that got away from me that I want to get back to is Horizon Zero Dawn.
What do you think, level of Justin? Do we see it this year? A release date for Death Stranding this year, or is that just?
I think we get some sort of release date or window, but it's not this year.
Okay. All right.
I think they're going to push it out a little bit.
But can you imagine though, like that if
That'd
that
be
comes,
a
if
wow
that
factor.
comes out in 2018, of all the games that are coming out next year, that's a big coup for Sony.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the big four in a second. Jared in the chat says, "Do you think that we'll see the Resident Evil 2 remake during Sony's show tonight?"
They may mention it.
I think absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be kind of one of those things in passing that they'll.
I
they'll
think we
mention.
get a trailer and gameplay footage.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm going to say, yeah, I think we see something from Resident Evil 2.
I think we see Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy 7 remake. I think Squaresoft was holding out for this conference today after that disappointing conference.
From what everyone's saying was disappointing, you'd think that they would want to put that to spice it up.
It almost seemed like Square didn't even need to have a conference.
Unless
They
Sony
would.
has a deal with them, because
Yeah.
FF7, PS1.
Right.
So
That's what I'm thinking for Final Fantasy 7, and then going into like Splinter Cell.
That could be.
If Splinter Cell's happening, it's happening
I'm
here.
holding my last hope here, guys.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on here to the third of the four big games, Spider-Man.
Yep.
We know this game is out in September.
Yep.
We haven't seen a whole lot of it yet. What are your hopes and dreams for Spider-Man
That
tonight?
it comes out.
That it comes out.
I think it's gonna hit release date, no problem.
Yeah.
I think, and this is why I say we don't get Death Stranding this year. It's just we have this in September, and I think they know that Red Dead's gonna be out as well, and they're just like,
So
we
everyone's
don't
hiding
want
a Red Dead by going February 22nd.
Well, we're not gonna put them on February 22nd, but I think that's why Death Stranding makes it into 2019.
You think it's stacked enough?
Yeah, I don't think that they have any reason to rush it either. Sony has, what reason do they have to get it out right away? I from Spider-Man, I just want to see, give me a deep dive into gameplay, and let me see how it's going to be when I am, web slinging across from building to building. Let me see. Like, I know we've seen a
How does
little bit
that
of it.
feel?
How does that feel? How does it look?
Exactly.
Show some more of the me going up against enemies.
I really want to see the fluidity of the action. I want to know how meaty the game world is. How big of a game really is this going to be?
Right.
So what's your guys' favorite Spider-Man games? Because there's a lot of them.
I remember
that I
playing the
have one.
original one on the PlayStation, but beyond that, I don't remember playing
My
anything.
favorite Spider-Man game is Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite one.
I mean,
yeah.
Web of Shadows was really good.
Sure.
Even Spider-Man 2, the movie was great, and so was the game. So if they can kind of get along those lines, but also I love the idea of the different spider suits.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there are like over a dozen spider suits.
There's gonna be a ton,
in there.
including the
I
one
think
that's from Infinity War.
Right. Yeah.
The
That's
Iron
nice.
Spire.
Yeah,
And
that's
not
gonna be a huge
only we playing as
aspect.
Peter Parker, but they're saying we're playing as Miles Morales. So we're getting both the universes together,
Well,
or at least he's a part.
he's a part of
somehow.
he's a part
So
of the
we're
game. We don't know if he's
crossing-
playable yet.
Do we think we get like a Metal Gear Solid 2 switcheroo where you start off as Peter Parker and then they switch over to Miles?
I think the costumes
That'd be cool.
are different. I think because Spider-Man's known for the red and blue, and Miles Morales has the black in his costume.
Sure.
So I think they'd be kind of hard to switch those out, but it wouldn't be.
But we haven't really seen too much of it yet.
Sure.
No, they did. Game Informer did say, and I put that in here we're gonna get some sort of Mary Jane Watson playable sequences.
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
Spider Girl's in the game.
But yeah, it could be.
That scares me a little bit.
Yeah, we don't know what that's gonna mean, but you're gonna be able to play Mary Jane at some point.
Because like the on foot stuff from the other Spider-Man games were complete trash.
Sure, sure.
So-
well, but we know that this team obviously previously working on a game like Sunset Overdrive obviously can make mundane tasks so much fun to do.
And from the bits of gameplay stuff that we've seen, this
Yeah.
looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks great.
Like,
It really does.
Doc Croc, getting away from these big four for a second, Doc Croc wants to know, will NBA Jam happen during this conference?
If it doesn't, somebody give me a beer. This is my last hope for NBA Jam. I don't think it's
this is
Nintendo. So it's 25 years. Tim Kitzrow and Mark Turmel have been saying it's going to happen. So God damn it,
Sure.
make it happen.
Right.
I'm going to say yes, we will see NBA Jam tonight. Let's go! NBA Jam!
I want to say yes, but my head's saying no. I don't
Ah.
think we see it. I think if we see it, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up on Nintendo stage.
Fine.
I would be shocked if it ended up
I
on
would be-
That
Nintendo
would be
stage.
great for them.
I think it'd be awesome.
Which, by the way, Fallout Shelter on Switch,
Yeah.
Is it good? Okay.
Cool.
get it. It's free.
Well, let's go back to our deep dives here. The last of these... Oh, I was going to say, let's finish up Spider-Man. What can this game do or have in it to make it a day one purchase for you?
I think it already is for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it has to do
And
much at this
it's
point.
because I am such a Marvel fan. I'm such a Spider-Man fan, and this is touting as like the best Spider-Man game.
Mhm.
I'm already day one on it.
Sure. I think for me, it's just I'm really close to being day one. I just want to see, like I said, the traversal, the fluidity of the action.
Sure.
If it sells me
Sure.
on that tonight, I'm already sold on like like what the possibility of the story could be, you know, and I just want to see.
Because it's a big time studio.
Yeah,
I
yep.
think that's what the promise.
Yep.
I know Activision had it forever and kind of put it in the ground, sort of like they did with Tony Hawk. And
It's
Guitar
crazy
Hero,
and it's crazy to think we haven't seen a ton about Spider-Man.
Yeah, just the
But we
like
are
a
all sold
teaser
on it.
in 2016, and
Yeah.
then we got a nice gameplay demo in 2017.
Yep.
But that's been about it, really.
Is
Yeah.
it funny how like the less you know about something, the more interested?
But
you
we
are
are
in it?
all
Yeah, I know,
in
right?
on it. Yeah.
It's funny how that works. All right, The Last of Us Part 2 rounds out this this quartet of Sony deep dives. So, did you guys play through all of The Last of Us?
Not through all of it, but Last of Us will always hold
Yeah,
a special
neither
place
have I.
in my heart
Not-
because of the
I-
opening intro, making me cry.
Sure.
Yeah, that was
Same
a
here.
very
So-
rough opening intro.
But
Yep.
I remember how impactful that was emotionally on me, so I couldn't finish it. So
Do you think The Last of Us really needed a sequel?
no,
No. Honestly, I think the real reason it got a sequel is it just honestly got such a cult fan following that just clamored for the sequel that's why they made it. They knew like Naughty Dog's not doing anything with Uncharted.
Sure.
So this gives them the next the next game to work on, the next game series or franchise. But it could have been a one game and I would have been fine.
yeah.
I haven't played all of it either, but I enjoyed very much what I played.
So, what are you looking forward to for Last of Us Part 2?
Evolution of Ellie. I think
Yeah.
you're seeing that character grow from kind of the scared girl into the badass.
Yeah.
You know, kind of
Yep.
the pissed off angry girl,
Mm-hmm.
and just seeing how those characters develop in that kind of a setting.
Yep. I think same thing. Just let me know what Ellie's doing. Like why is she pissed off? There's been rumors that this is a more dark and sadistic.
dark.
Yeah, how does it get more dark than The Last of Us?
I have no idea. Supposedly it's more dark and sadistic. I don't know if that's going to be a true rumor or not, but even the little bit we did see, was it last year, where they had like the woman hanging or whatever, and they were beating her. Like,
Yeah.
woo!
It's like wow.
Yeah, that's tough,
Yeah.
especially with graphic fidelity the way it is right now. That's,
Right.
That's a good point. Are we reaching a point where some of these games, the depictions of violence have become too much?
I don't think we know the limit until we get there.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's one of those you don't know you crossed the line until you've crossed it. But the reason, and it's not that I'm desensitized to violence. I get it. I understand it. But there's movies that have crossed the line, and then we know.
Horror movies have gone well beyond what video games can do.
Sure.
Because with horror movies, you're seeing an actual person. Obviously, they're acting, and there's
Absolutely
behind the scenes
Right.
stuff that Mojo Jojo that will fix that. But in a video game, you can kind of distance yourself from that because it's a video.
It's polygons.
Yes.
Right.
It's just some squares. and
Right.
triangles.
And that's why I always, when people do have that argument of video games being so violent. I'm like, it's no different than movies. You're watching it. You may not be playing it, but you're watching it, and it's still ingrained in your mind. Seeing the violent acts that are on movies. So,
well, let's get back on over to Last of Us Part 2. We don't know story details, but it's been rumored that Laura Bailey is playing the part of Ellie's mother in this game. So what does that mean to you if Ellie's mother is part of this? And again, I didn't play through The Last of Us, so I'm not sure what the story...
She's a villain. Done.
Woo! So explain to us what the significance of Ellie's mother is.
So Ellie's mother, chat, help me out here. I don't know if I remember Ellie's mother being in the first one. Or if she was she...
Was she referenced at all? I don't know.
I didn't play all the way through it, so I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to get a reference to that. But I will say that, like, everything I played through is just her and her dad.
Okay.
So, is this go back? Like, do you go back on memories with her mom? Or is it all new stuff? Like, did we finally... Like, did she meet up with her mom at some point?
Her mom's probably a member of the Fireflies or something like that.
Right. Yeah. And there's been rumors that, like, supposedly in that one trailer where the woman was getting beat, like, somebody in there could have been her... But I don't think so. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. But they've been very coy on who Laura Bailey's playing, and she won't say it. Nobody's saying it. But yet they've already announced a bunch of other characters and who people are playing. So like for whatever reason they've held out on her.
Interesting. Well, we definitely know that we're going to see these 4 games tonight during E3's conference. A little under 20 minutes away. How do you feel about them announcing ahead of time that we're getting deep dives into these 4 games? Does it bother you or take the element of surprise out a little bit?
No.
Or is it just like, hey, we figured that we were going to get this anyway?
Yeah, these 4 are the ones we were expecting anyway.
Sure.
So just saying, hey, we're going to look at these games. Well, no shit. But, and people took that as, they're only showing 4 games. No,
they're right.
These are the main 4
They're
pillars.
not.
Those people were dumb.
These are the 4, like you said, pillars that are holding up the base of what you're going to see tonight.
On one hand, I appreciate, hey, don't sit there and beat yourself up. We are going to mention these games. So I feel like, okay, thanks for at least letting me know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for communication with me, Sony. I appreciate that.
I don't mind the communication. For me, I kind of wish they just would have, because like you said, we already knew we were going to get them. Just don't even mention it. Like, hey, come to our showcase where Sony, we're going to surprise. There will be some surprises in game. We're going to talk about games you already know and love. Like, boom.
But at that point, then you just go, oh god, they spent so long talking about these games. At least you're up front and saying, hey,
sure, that is true.
We're going to take big chunks of the
show. Because if they do take big
games.
chunks, like you said, like a 20-minute, for example, on like Death Stranding, you need a gameplay, you need a trailer, and Kojima's on stage, and Norman Reedus is on stage. Then you're not like, well, they didn't say they were going to talk about it, and it took too long. Granted, I wouldn't think anybody would be complaining either, but
somebody's always complaining about everything.
Well, yes, it is the internet, so that is true.
Thank God for Reset Era.
Yeah, I just think that E3, we're so used to surprises that it's just a different course of action. That I think it caught a lot of people off guard, but it didn't bother me one way or the other.
It's kind of been Sony's MO for the past several years. Is hey, this is what we're doing. Like, this is who we are. Deal with it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they're not. I mean, they have no reason to hide. We know that these games exist. They already touched base on Days Gone, and that could get shown again, of course, and then we'll fill in the blanks when we get there, and then there'll still be surprises, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
we're just traveling through space on this pre-screen here.
Yep.
Now speaking
No
of
Man's Sky 2
of the space stuff, WB put out that image of them in space. Is there some connection here? WB has been
space
silent.
logo.
Oh, that's a good point.
The space
I didn't
logo.
even think about that.
Yep.
WB has been silent this entire E3.
Yep.
Is this where we see Mortal Kombat 11? Is this where we see the Justice League game? Is this where we see WB make a presence here?
I think this is where we see WB make their presence felt. The question is, what are we going to see? We know that Rocksteady is working on another superhero game.
Of some sort. Yep.
Is it Superman or is it Justice League? What do you think?
I think based off Justice League being the most recent DC movie, or at least one of the most recent DC movies, I think that's where they're going to go, is the team up. But
I think with it being the spacey logo, I think it's going to focus on Superman, because he is obviously an alien from outer space.
Yeah.
And you'll still get like Martian Manhunter and maybe a couple other characters in the game. maybe not necessarily playable. Maybe on DLC they will be, but I think a Superman game makes a lot of sense. It just really blows my mind that
we can finally get a good Superman game.
Yeah, that's
finally.
What, yeah,
after
finally
all
a
these
good
years.
Superman
I was going to
game.
say, you guys are not the biggest Superman fans in the world,
No.
so what does a Superman game from Rocksteady have to do to make you say, holy crap, put this in my
Not
hands right
fly
now?
through rings. God,
I think
damn
they
it.
might have the good sense to not have them fly through rings.
The best thing about the Arkham games is that you felt like Batman.
Right.
Yes.
So if you make me feel like Clark Kent, I can feel like Superman.
How do they make you feel like a superhero with infinite abilities? And I'll let you answer that. Sorry.
What I was going to say is, and that's a good question. And I'm glad you asked that because what I was going to say was, make me Superman, but make me vulnerable. Like something happened, and I lost 75% or 50% of my power.
That's kind of what happened in the New 52, or there's some big.
He gets the Krypton clap.
There was some reboot in the DC universe where Superman lost the ability to fly, and he started gaining his powers back over time.
Right.
So if you tell that story.
Yeah, I
that'd
mean,
be
make
cool.
me
That'd be cool.
tell me a reason why I lost my powers. Maybe a fall from grace is not necessarily like the new movies where like Superman's kind of like a villain or looked at as a villain, but like a fall, but make me look as a fall of graces. Like I fell, I'm not as powerful. I don't have every single superpower that's in the book because that's essentially what he is at this point.
Where do they tell the Fallen Sun where he's actually landed in Russia? Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But like, give me something like that, and maybe there's also some like stuff that takes place like on Krypton or in space, or whatever. I just think that if they do something like that, I'd be more intrigued. Because the reason that I'm not a big Superman fan is because anytime there's an issue, he has that power now, and he can take care of that.
Right, and maybe that's just poor writing in the comics.
Sure.
Well, how can you beat someone that has every power out there?
Right.
And like when Doomsday killed him, it was a big deal when Doomsday killed him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had that.
And I think he's just like this. He's the Hulk Hogan. Like he's the one that as you're a kid, you're like, yeah, this is awesome. And then you grow up and mature. It's like, okay, I'm tired of the white meat baby face.
Yeah.
And like I understand that his symbol is the most iconic symbol in the world. I get it. But this character sucks.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you make him lose his powers or if you make him fall from graces.
So would you rather have Justice League?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that Justice League Heroes game back on Xbox and PS2 was actually a good game.
Do you think that Rocksteady might have a little bit of trouble juggling making you play as a number of different superheroes as opposed to focusing on just one?
Right. There is something to where if you're only playing as one character at a time, you have to flesh out every character and their powers. And once someone gets used to the controls, switch on them.
Yeah.
Like then they can
Yep, that's right.
So.
And it depends on who they include in the Justice League, how many characters. Because, there's so many different iterations and so many different people that have been in and who haven't been in.
Green Lantern game. Make a Green Lantern game. Make amends for the movie. Be a good Green Lantern game.
That'd be cool.
What if they're
And
not
that is
doing
space.
Superman at all? What if they're doing Wonder Woman?
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Do what they were supposed to do in the first place and make a TMNT game.
Actually,
sweet.
thinking about the space and then like the colors that were in that logo, a Green Lantern game does make sense.
I would not be hyped for Green Lantern.
I would be
No,
hyped for Green
right.
Lantern if it was the Blackest Night stuff with like all the like Red Lantern, Orange Lantern, Yellow Lanterns.
Explaining a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Well, because Green Lantern gets such a bad rap because that movie was so bad.
It's so bad.
And then that's what a lot of people know because so many people don't read. But like don't read his stuff. But like he's actually a pretty badass superhero once
you mean
get.
he's not Seth Rogen?
That's once you dive into
Once you
his
dive deep
character.
and realize.
But like the different colors, explaining that like red is like rage, for example. Orange is this. These different colors, and then and kind of go into that is pretty cool.
Well, we are about 10 minutes away from the show starting,
Yeah.
so I think we got a couple more points here on PSVR. So Xbox nor Nintendo really jumped into the VR market yet. They had a big sale on VR headsets and VR games. I wonder if I don't think they're done with PSVR. I think they're trying to get more people in.
They're still trying to get people in, but it's not a fad that's taking off. It's it's a solid business for them. It's humming along, and they're still going to have support for it, but it's not their big push anymore.
Right.
I think it's overtaken the Vita. As far as their
oh yeah, well the Vita's dead and buried.
Sure. So. Well, do we think that then that there's been the talk of Fallout VR on PSVR? Do we see that
I
tonight?
think we could still happen. Yeah. I don't think we see it tonight.
Okay. So it's been.
I think Bethesda's hand is played out.
Yeah,
sure.
The Wolfenstein VR and the Prey VR stuff that's coming out.
Yeah,
that's their VR stuff.
Yep. Okay.
But I think Sony will continue the PSVR support and keep pushing that out and kind of making their games instead of making VR only games, they'll make games that are also VR compatible, kind of like Resident Evil 7.
Right.
And stuff like that. So I think they're going to tie into that.
With all the talk of the this big four that we're going to see deep dived tonight, what are your hopes and expectations for third parties aside from Superman that we already talked about?
Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat 11. We talk about NBA Jam.
Jet Moto.
You think there might be a Jet Moto revival?
I don't think so. But that's just my heart. I know it's not a third party thing. It's a first party Sony thing. But
yeah, that's
boy,
true.
wouldn't that be cool? Because after, again, we saw Forza Horizon 4 yesterday. We need more crazy racers, kind of like this new Onrush, the game that came out recently. We need more arcadey style racers, and Jet Moto was the answer.
Right.
If they don't show me Splinter Cell, then give me a Siphon Filter. Like reach into your bag of old games that need to get revived outside of medieval.
I still think we might see a SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs revival because there's no games as service for Sony at this point.
Nothing first-party games as service.
Yeah, that would feel
Could
really
that work
good.
in a world where a new Call of Duty is coming out and new Battlefield's coming out?
Depends if they run it as a game as service. I think they could. Yeah.
What if you had SOCOM and it played a little bit like The Division?
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that game already exists. It's called The Division 2.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But there's a lot of SOCOM fans out there.
For sure.
Right. I think that third parties. I think we're still going to see like Call of Duty, for example.
Yeah.
That's we haven't seen it yet. You're going to see it tonight again, even after they're just showing and reveal. And then even going back into first party like Medieval, we talked about that. I'm stoked for those games. I talked to you earlier about seeing. I hope that they show off the Spyro trilogy.
Sure.
I hope Crash Bandicoot makes an appearance. Maybe not the Insane Trilogy, but something. Crash Bandicoot.
Maybe Crash Team Racing.
Oh, I'd be okay with that. They did just reveal today for the Insane Trilogy a brand new created level for the Insane Trilogy. It was never in the first three games. So maybe they're working on a new Crash game.
Sure. Speaking of racing games, that Sonic Team Racing got announced.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Sonic Team
that
Racing.
looks really good. We got team racing in that game.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Some somehow, some way you're working together and taking down bosses and stuff like that. It sounds like so. Anyway, and we're not getting, as we talked about, because Sony's doing a little different as well. You're not getting that pre-show where they just kind of games vomit on you, and you go into the showcase and you're like, crap, I didn't know they announced that game. So.
Right. Yeah, they've got some making up to do because last year's show wasn't spectacular, and they kind of ended on a sour note with experience and
I expect a blowout.
I do too because I think they know that last year wasn't necessarily the greatest for us show wise, so we need to pick up the pieces and knock it out of the park this year.
Do you think though, even though we kind of talk about it and we think that we expect it in that sense, do you feel like there's the sense of urgency from them though?
No.
And could that hurt them? Because
behind the scenes, I do.
Okay.
I think behind the scenes, they are worried about the potential arrival of Apple or Google or somebody like that into the gaming space.
And with them not being as well prepared for games streaming,
right?
The streaming of games future.
Maybe somebody keeping an eye on the fact that Xbox said we're looking at a new console.
Well, yeah, they're already in process.
Does this now say, oh crap, we got to get on this PS5 thing, get this out the door, or at least get this thing to the next stage?
That's a really good point. How does Sony counter that? I think that was a bad move on Microsoft's part to talk about the next console already. How much life do you think is left? Because that gives Sony the open door to talk about their next console if they want to, and that also kind of puts a stop on maybe potential Xbox One X sales. It's like, why am I going to buy an Xbox One X even though it's only $400 when or going down to $400? Why do that when Microsoft's already said that they're working on their next console?
Well, they're working on it. Doesn't mean it's out next year.
But when you say you're working on it, I mean, the general public who's not as informed as those of us who like pour every second into this, the general public's gonna be like, oh, well, they're talking about already, so it's only like a year or two off. Come on in, lovely Lauren.
But I think also the general public's obviously not who's watching E3 or watching us.
If you're a kid asking, Mom, I want the Xbox One X, she's not going to ask who's the next one coming out. She's
Yeah,
going to buy it for you.
yeah,
You know,
right.
Take this.
I think I don't think it was necessarily a bad move for Microsoft. I think acknowledging it was fine because, like I said, Sony, we know that they're out in the open.
Right. Like
So I think at this
That
point,
does not look good.
holy God, why do you hate yourself so much?
what is it?
It's a banana.
It's ice cream made out of bananas and protein powder and vanilla.
Oh, I've had that before.
Why make ice cream horrible?
It's
How did you do
It's
that?
not terrible.
actually pretty
I've had it
good.
before,
Unless
yeah.
you hate bananas like Dave, then it would
But
be
the
terrible.
way
You don't like
green.
bananas?
I don't.
The
It's one of the
protein
few
Oh,
foods I
God,
don't
really?
like. Yeah.
I'm a big banana fan.
I love bananas.
Yeah, me
this
too.
is,
Well,
this is
more
good
power
on your
to you. You can
upcoming
have as
thing.
many bananas as you want.
All right, thank
in
you.
the world.
You're so cute.
Thank you. We've got less than 5 minutes left. Let's dig deep. How much longer do you think the PlayStation 4 has left in its lifespan? Are we looking at next year for PS5? 2 years? What?
I think at the very least 2 years. I think 2020.
2020?
Yeah.
2020 feels right.
Maybe spring 2020?
2020 just
They call
feels
it the PlayStation hindsight.
Oh.
Do you think?
It's our show.
Do you think, given the success of the Nintendo Switch, that any potential PlayStation 5 would have an aspect of mobility to it?
No.
I don't think so. I think
I don't.
Sony's gonna just say, Nintendo, you can have that because we're still the best-selling console in the market right now. So Nintendo, you can have your niche. We'll do
Does
our
it mean
thing.
they'll be the next best-selling console
Sure.
going forward? Because really, if you look
You're right.
historically,
Right.
no console manufacturer has kept their lead from one generation to the next.
Right.
Sure.
Yep.
It's one of those funny,
Which is
funny
why
things
like
about gaming.
yeah. Yep.
But Sony has not figured out mobility yet because the PSP didn't survive. The Vita is not surviving, so their forte is not mobility. It's figuring out how to take things on the go.
That's
Sure.
very true.
That's Nintendo's forte.
Right, with the
For
3DS
sure.
and
Yep.
the 2DSs, which, by the way, that Legend of Zelda one looks badass.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Which one?
That new 2DS, the Hylian Shield
Yeah.
2DS. It's badass.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that yet.
Oh.
All right, let's see. We got some rapid-fire questions in our last couple of minutes here. Will we see some more Medieval tonight?
Yes.
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 I didn't get a release date tonight.
You think it's got a release date? Is it 2018?
No.
Oh.
Uh-oh, here we go.
We're starting
All right,
early.
here we go.
2 minutes early.
Let's transition here. Sorry.
So it's like bonus footage.
Starfield confirmed.
Ooh.
All right, we're starting in space. Nope. Oh, we're starting with Dreams.
Didn't even talk about that game.
What the?
Maybe we'll get the Dreams demo that we were supposed to get last year. The heck are those things?
Why is this questions?
Are they rabbits?
They sounded like rabbits.
That's the thing from PSVR.
Oh, that's the
like the
Playlink or
Yeah.
something like that.
Playroom.
Playroom.
Okay, this isn't the official beginning. Guys scared the crap out of me.
Me too. I'm like, what the heck is
It's
that?
like, this is not how you begin a conference.
Oh, we're like 1 minute away.
Alright, are we going to see Final Fantasy VII Remake tonight?
No,
No!
I think that would have been something for Square Enix to do something good for a show.
You what?
I think that should have been something for Square Enix.
I think so too, but do you think Square Enix was holding back a little bit? Do you think they held back some Avengers and,
Avengers, yes.
you think we're going to see Avengers tonight?
Yeah, I think so too.
No.
So
they may
we've
hold
got
off.
potentially a show where we're going to see Spider-Man for sure. We're probably going to see Rocksteady's superhero game, and we're going to see Avengers.
They may hold off on Final Fantasy for like Paris Games Week or something like that.
I don't think so. I think you see Final Fantasy tonight.
I have a weird feeling that we're not going to see Final Fantasy.
I think you see Final Fantasy.
I think you almost have to, right?
I think you have to at this point, or else
It should have been shown at Squares.
I agree with that, but Sony might have said, "Hey, this is too important."
But then again, we didn't get the Avengers game either.
That one. I think you show at Paris Games Week or maybe
Sure.
PlayStation Experience.
Gamescom.
Yeah. Anyway, we're waiting for Sony's thing to start here. We're showing the Playroom. This is not quite the God of War experience we got in 2016, or even
Or the fake Prince of Persia / Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
This show, Doc Croc, is going to be 8 hours long.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
So
WrestleMania.
strap in.
Yes.
Get some
Speaking of 8 hours long, Money in the Bank is next weekend.
intravenous meat paste.
8 hours long with 0 breaks.
I hope the entire... Oh, and the last question tonight. How many minutes in am I going to need to pee?
Now.
Over under on 10.
Over, under, on 10.
Under. Way
Lauren,
under 10.
Over 10.
The answer is 30 minutes in.
Okay.
I'll
30.
have to pee.
He knows!
I was gonna say about
He's-
15 minutes.
He's
30
quoting
minutes
his
in.
pee time.
Yeah, as soon as that Call of Duty trailer comes up,
Oh,
I am
yeah,
in the
you're
bathroom.
right. You're right. Real quick, just fun side bet. What game do they start with?
I'm worried with their show. Okay, here we go. For
What
reals
game do they
this
start with?
I'll
time.
tell you in 5 minutes.
For reals this time.
But after the sizzle reel, they're going to start with Spider-Man. Get it done out of the way.
Please welcome Sean Layden.
Oh, that's a unique setting.
That is a completely different setting. I don't like it.
Is everyone standing?
Looks...
Hey, guys.
No.
What the? They're in a-
Good evening, everyone,
It's like a church.
and welcome.
We're in a goddamn
And
cabin.
thank you
This...
for making the
You know what this
time
reminds me of?
to,
First glimpse?
to come to church.
They're in church.
This fulfills your obligation for the coming Sunday. For those of you who need to know
Yeah,
that.
see, it is
It is a church.
But thank you.
This
Thank you for
reminds
coming
me
out.
of
it's
the
great to see
PlayStation
the
Experience.
congregation as large
Just the
as it is
setting
tonight
and everything.
under this single tent. And for those of you who may be a bit apprehensive because you remember that movie Kingsman, it doesn't end that way. It doesn't end that way. So, but no, again, thank you. And as you can see from this evening, here again at PlayStation, we've decided to mix it up a little bit in the way that we're doing our E3 presentation this year. You know, we look at what the stories have we tell and the things that we want to impart to our fans.
I'm worried.
here with us and their
It's a
on the
weird
live
setting.
feed
I'm
worldwide.
worried.
And that changes our design ideas around what we can do for this
Yeah,
show.
I mean, doing
So
something different is
tonight,
cool.
We're going to have, rather than a bombardment of
Hey, I
great
did wear my
creators, we're gonna take
PlayStation
all of
socks for
you,
those watching.
on a journey deeper into some of the key titles we've talked about before, but we're going to talk about them in a different way tonight, a deeper way, so you can learn about
singing songs
what's
about
going on with these games and what's coming up in the future.
Yeah, but I want to see
when
more
we
than
look
just
at
4.
here at Worldwide Studios with inside Sony Interactive Entertainment, we really want to take our love for gaming and make it sing very loudly. It's a gaming industry, it's sometimes called, but certainly inside our studios, we see gaming as a vocation. It's a calling. It's what we do. It's what we have to do. Our teams of creatives and studios and designers, they have stories to tell and things they want to show you and places they'd like to take you. That's what we're trying to do here at PlayStation. This coming year is going to be all about those kind of games that we can deliver to you in a way that's going to blow your
Sean,
mind.
I'm ready to go deeper.
And tonight,
like balls
we're beginning
deeper in
here
a lot of titles.
in this tent this church tent we've created here
watch out.
in Los
Sorry.
Angeles. To let
Maybe
you
this is their
start
way of
that
saying
journey
that they're
with
the
us
gods of
and
gaming.
let us tell you
Maybe.
our stories
God of
for
War.
the next hour or so.
Oh,
So, without further ado, it is my great honor and my unique privilege to invite to the stage, introduce to you, Gustavo Santorea.
Oh, we're going to start with some Last of Us?
So it's not closing the show. So then does
oh,
Yeah.
Banjo Man.
then does that mean Kojima closes it?
They're gonna sing songs about their games.
This is. Did Sony run out of money?
Lauren says
Sony's
did
going
Sony run
bankrupt.
out of money. This is exactly why I want to learn how to play the banjo.
And buy a black hoodie.
Yep. A lot of performances this year.
Be a druid.
Like live musical performances.
I agree, Saras. I am a little bit scared here.
By the way, hello. Thank you for tuning in. I didn't know that she was on.
Games.
Like I said, we've had a lot of live musical performances this year. Bethesda had
This is not
Andrew
NWK at all. I mean, this
No,
is not-
UB had that band for the Donkey Kong section on top of their already live, very long dance number
Hey, Lauren.
with the panda.
Lauren,
Hey, David.
is the garage closed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Lauren and I got a good kick out of the panda,
Yeah.
but yeah, Bethesda had a musical showing.
I'm glad I got invited to our deep dive into Uncle Cletus's backyard jamboree.
This might be the longest time from intro to game.
No, God of War was a lot longer, but God of War was awesome.
Ubisoft had a really long one.
Yeah.
It was 5 minutes.
The panda one
The
today
panda
for
was
Just
5
Dance
minutes
was
long.
took forever.
Yeah, he is pretty good at strumming that
he's
darn
very
banjo.
good.
Yes, he is very good. And it sounds like a theme you know, because I think you say
That's
it's
The Last of Us,
Yeah.
He composed the music for The
Yeah.
Last of
I
Us.
hope that Kojima comes out and plays the theremin.
Yes.
The Death Stranding theme.
That's fine. On the
I
harmonica.
am just now very hopeful that we will see Doc McGraw maybe one day gracing Sony.
Yep.
Rubber band.
Yep.
Yeah, the Rubber Band.
I heard their drummer doesn't speak English.
Nope. Hides under a blanket.
Yep.
Oh my god, they are only going to show 4 games, aren't they?
If they do,
I will burn my
remember
hair.
the all that the hate they got on going in, and people were worried that it was only gonna be 4 games.
Yeah.
It's gonna, for that to come true, that'd be crazy.
Think about the ultimate loss of E3.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think Sony would be that asinine to do that.
Well, they know that the entire industry's eyes are on
Yeah.
that right now.
Labo musical performance.
I hope they do. All right, here's
Okay.
your
Oh.
Last of Us.
Out one night to make a little round. I met little Sadie and I shot her down. Went back home, jumped into bed. 44 pistol in my head.
Oh, there you go. That's why they're not sitting.
So,
There's 19-year-old Ellie, right?
well, Congress will move to a new location for the next for
Yeah.
Death Stranding.
Instead of changing T-shirts, they now change locations.
Right. A rooftop for Spider-Man.
For this presentation, I'm going to make an elephant disappear.
Swinging your partner around and around.
At first, I thought it was Glenn from The Walking
The Walking
Dead.
Dead.
Tell me about it.
Your old man really laid into me today.
What happened?
Another big lecture about my patrols. Don't go here, don't go there. It's funny how involved he gets whenever your schedule go out.
Yeah.
She's putting on quite the show.
I give you guys 2 weeks until we're back together.
Not gonna happen. She said something, dude?
Make it 1 week. Ellie! Hey! What took you so long? Well, I'm here, aren't I?
Healing?
Jesse.
Hey, don't forget we leave at first light, so get some rest.
Yes, sir. Such a dick. Come on. Why don't you start with me? Okay, I have a very serious question for you. How bad do I smell?
Terrible. I can smell you through the TV.
Like a hot pile of garbage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how about that? Gross. You love it.
I can practically smell the hot pile of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every guy in this room is staring at you right now. Maybe they're staring at you. Or not. Maybe they're jealous of you. I'm just a girl, not a threat. Oh, Ellie. I think they should be terrified.
It's a good question. Where are the ladders?
She look a little younger here? Or was this... Oh, we got gameplay.
I do enjoy a seamless transition like that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another game that looks very similar to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Naughty Dog makes fantastic games.
Yeah.
Fantastic looking games.
They've came a long way since Sony acquired them.
They are nested with sin. What is freezing? Holy shit! No!
Is this the part from the trailer last year?
No.
No. Oh, shit.
Well, that's too much for me. I'm out.
It's getting a little dark.
Spread out.
Yeah.
They do that in Mortal Kombat though. But it's more fantastic.
Yeah, there was a difference. It's like supernatural.
This is more
people
realistic,
doing
right,
things
sure.
in like ridiculous ways. Like, I'm gonna telekinetically make your head explode. This is like, okay, I could actually see this happening.
I mean, maybe the rumors of it being darker than the first one some way somehow are true.
I mean, I saw this type of shit in Nom. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, sure.
I think this goes back into what we were talking about earlier, crossing that line.
Right. What's too violent?
Yeah.
Because there's definitely that hint of realism here.
Right.
Well, it's that, you know, what's gore for gore's sake and what's gore for storytelling purposes.
Fluid combat.
Oh my Jesus.
Parkour. What if she just yelled parkour every time she jumped over?
I wish she would.
She went into the grass. Watch yourself.
But again, as graphic fidelity continues to increase throughout the next generation, and
everything gets more realistic, right? But you made a good point about everything kind of looking Horizon Zero Dawn-esque. A lot of these first-party games are that. You know, they kind of
God of War
similar-ish. God of War was the same.
Had a vibe to it for sure.
God of War was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but
nothing wrong with that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know.
Sure, it's selling. I'll take his kneecap out, or hers, or whoever it is.
Headshot.
Hit square! Hit square!
Keep hitting square. Don't hit square anymore. Don't use all your ammo.
Oh no, the PS4 died. I don't know.
Why is Ellie so angry? Because she just kissed a girl who smelled like hot garbage.
She liked it.
Wasn't that same chick just killed?
Wow.
That's cool.
That was cool.
Wasn't that same chick just killed? There's like two enemy types. Bald dude and then chick with bow.
She's going into please. Where's that? Merci is thank you. She went into thank you. Poor favor. No? S'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît?
Yeah. I was in France for a couple days. How I got by?
You
I'll
were in
never
France.
know.
Dave was in Nam.
Okay, here's bald dude. Both bald dude and chick with bow are now in this building. There are two enemy types in this game.
Bald dude and chick with dude, or
Chick with
bald
dude,
dude and chick with
Chick
braids.
with dude.
Or
How are they doing? How are they doing such a good job of unselling us on this game?
Because we're making fun of it.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, but I should be a little bit more hype over this. It looks beautiful, but
visually,
I think the slow start hurt.
Visually phenomenal. So far.
Oh yeah, this looks
right.
tremendous.
But with that graphic fidelity, now you've got to make sure you have that variety of enemy type. And when you're showing a demo like this, especially premiering this for the first time,
right?
That's not a good showing. When you
Oh my god!
The fluidity of the combat.
That dude had a little bit more hair, but now here comes his cousin.
The fluidity of the combat's nice, you know.
Yeah. No.
You did not have that in the first one.
Well, the first one was a PS3 game.
Well, sure.
I mean,
There's chick with bow again.
Ended up on PS4, sure.
Oh my goodness.
Princess Leia, no! Faster, no!
Oh my goodness.
Point blank shots with the bow.
Batista, no!
Batista.
That's too much.
Good lord.
Let's read this.
Here goes on the transition.
And back to this.
See, I told you.
I'm not bald guy or girl with bow.
He should be terrified.
The first game was extremely violent too, but not to this level.
No, it's just a good notch.
A little bit. Doc Rock, you're right. Bows are long range. Medium long range.
Not an overwhelming response.
And the crowd goes mild.
For someone who shoots a bow himself, those shots point blank would have done a little more damage than that.
Okay, now we can begin. Late title card. Here we go.
Interesting.
Now the show can actually
Weird
begin.
transition here.
Oh.
That was a new look at The Last of Us Part 2. We're here live in Los Angeles at the PlayStation E3 showcase. We're taking a quick intermission while folks move along to the next part of the experience, we'll have a little.
What?
It is
there.
a transition.
And I'm joined by my good
I do
friend,
not like this at all.
Mr. Schumann.
How are you?
I'm good. It's such a pleasure to be here at the PlayStation Showcase. And it's going to be a huge night for Worldwide Studios a little later when the showcase resumes. And what better guest
When the showcase resumes?
for joining us about Worldwide Studios?
So are we
than the
literally going
chairman
to
of
get
Worldwide
4
Studios,
games?
Mr. Sean Layden. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good to be here.
I thought you were just on stage.
What
How
are
did you
you
get here so fast?
doing?
This pneumatic tube that I was dropped into and
flung
shot
right-
right across to the studio here.
Right
So
over here.
every
It's good to have you here.
Well, it's
sir.
great to be
place
here.
is going
And
to
I
probably
think
be
it was a
representative of the
very,
game.
We weren't
very
wrong.
Yeah.
powerful start for E3 program
Every
this
place
That's right,
that
there's much more
you're
to
probably
come, but
going
I
to
do wanna
see.
zero in on The Last of Us Part 2 here just for a moment.
If I was
You know, as
there
chairman
having
of
to
Worldwide
move
Studios, you work
I'd be
very
pissed.
closely with Naughty Dog.
It's
You
hot
guys
in
need
Los
no
Angeles.
introduction. And I'm curious, from your perspective, where is their head at when it comes to developing this game?
Could be.
Where's their head at?
Like,
I
where
mean,
would
they
you
are.
go?
They are
Yeah,
everywhere.
because
They're
every
looking at,
place
what
is going to
can
be
do the next
representative.
iteration of The Last
It
of
looks
Us
like of a
series.
game.
And I think what we
They're
saw
gonna try to
tonight, I
do
mean,
TV
that piece
voice
of so
That's where it's gonna
impactful.
And
I mean, the whole
between every
relationship between
time
Ellie and
they
Dina
go,
going
they're
into
gonna
the
have
combat
these
sequence
talks with
really
people
shows that
to
they're
just
pulling
even
out all the
take the
stops
slow show
over Naughty Dog, and they're going to have
and
a
make it
very
even slower.
broad and ranging game that's not going
These
to
should
make you
be
only,
games in my
only
face.
work at it
I
as a
should be
player, but
seeing
you're going to have to just think as a person what you're coming up against.
And I can't wait to see more of that. And that was first gameplay
They
we saw
50,
there of The Last of Us Part 2,
I think,
looking
total.
obviously incredible. And speaking of incredible, I mean, Worldwide Studios lately, I mean, it's just been unbelievable. Horizon, you had God of War, which
I don't
needs no
watch these
introduction,
things
and
for
Detroit Become
interviews.
Human. I mean, what is the secret, and what are
This
you
could
doing
be
over
one of
there
the
at Worldwide
more-
Studios? What's
This
going
is
on
the
there?
stupidest thing Sony has done all generation.
This could be one of the
A lot of ways,
more
my job is just to move the
disappointing
boulders out of the
Monday
road to make sure that
Mondays
creative
of
talent
E3.
can
Yeah.
we've had in a while.
You know, provide backup, provide
I'm like,
scope,
I
you know,
cannot
provide
believe this.
generalized,
On the other
you know,
side, it's
advice
something
about where we can
different.
take this as
Sure.
an industry
And it's
Sure.
and
kind
as-
of
and
neat
as
to be
as
in a
as
location
gaming
that
culture.
the game
But honestly,
is taking
we've got
place
30
Right,
studios
right.
worldwide.
You can do
But
that
we
in a
try to give them
completely
the
different
highest
way. You could
creative
put it
control
like
as
a
possible
big
and just help support
round
them through to their
digital
vision. That's kind of
projection
what we've been trying
screen
to
or
do here.
something.
Oh,
Last
right,
couple
right,
of
right.
That
years
would
or
be
so, Worldwide
awesome.
Studios.
Like imagine
almost
like an IMAX.
I was just saying, there's like
Yeah.
an IMAX, yep.
Coming
But you know
into,
what? This actually
coming
brings
into
up a
play
good
right
point, and I'm going to
Great
give a
to hear
shout
that.
out real
And,
quick to
I mean,
someone who's
speaking about
obviously
making
not going to be
fans
watching our
happy,
show.
I mean, there's-
But
I
Colin
think there's a
Moriarty, I was
question
listening
I've
to
been getting
him
a whole lot,
review
and it has to do
and
with
his
God of
give his
War.
thoughts
You know,
pre
it's a celebrated
E3,
game
and
that's
he was
sold
talking
extremely
about
well,
how
has
he is
a huge legion
under
of
a
fans,
feeling
and
that
one of
like
the
we
things I wanted to
could
mention was,
be
you
in
know, I
the
get a
start
lot
of a
of
phase
tweets
where E3
about
phases
New
out.
Game Plus.
Now, I'm not thinking that's going to
Whether is
happen,
this- is this
but like,
something that
are they
you
just
and Santa Monica
doing
Studio
this
are
because they know that
evaluating
they
for
are going to
You
put
know, it's
more into
crazy.
PS
With the advent of social
experience
media,
later in the year?
we get a lot
I
of
don't
real-time
know.
feedback
Why
from
bother
the
doing
fans and
that?
the community,
E3,
and we listen to
everybody's
that,
already
and
here.
God
Just
knows my
keep
Twitter
E3
feed
The
is
video
full
game
of
world
all
is
the stuff
on.
that
Eyes
we
are
talk
on
about here
you
and not
right
talk
now.
about it all.
Yeah.
It's
Building
all
happening gaming
important.
right
We take it
Right.
all seriously, and New Game Plus is something that came through really strong and really hard through that kind of feedback loop. And I'm happy to say today that the teams are working on it.
Like, we don't even
should
give
have
a
some more
damn what this
updates on
guy
that.
is
We'll put that
saying.
through the blog, but it's going to happen.
All right.
Definitely.
As someone who miraculously finished God of War with a 2-year-old at home, that makes me very happy. I will somehow
That's
find
kind of
more
scary,
time.
but okay.
I will find time to get. He wasn't watching.
Okay, thank God.
I want to confirm that.
Kids don't try this at home.
Asleep. But yeah, thank you so much.
Wasn't
Sean,
this
and
guy
it's
one of
great
the
to hear
enemy
that
types who
you
got
and
a-
the
Yes.
amazing
Yes.
team
Yes.
at
You got
Santa
the
Monica Studio are
captain.
making that happen.
Hey, if we
so.
can create functionality and features that allow people to spend
that's
more time
no-
on
I'm
what we
like,
build,
I am in
that's by definition a
shock.
good thing.
Or that's
Excellent.
just enough to go
Fantastic.
to
So
the
New
beer.
Game Plus that is confirmed. That is coming to God of
Yep.
War. We'll have full details on PlayStation Blog shortly. We have a lot more to talk about.
You're going
too.
to talk about
and
New
actually,
Game
Sean, I
Plus
wanted to
coming
ask
to
you
God
about
of
that.
War?
About a month ago.
This is a
you
blog
did something a
post.
little bit out of the ordinary for our team.
you said
And
it's
you
on-
kind of came
on
out
the
and
PS
talked
blog.
about the 4 main games that we would be highlighting tonight's PlayStation Showcase. I was wondering what the thought process was there.
Well, you know,
Con
every
Queso's in
year
the chat,
we
by
try
the
to
way.
let
Welcome back, Con
the stories
Queso.
we have
We
about
decided
top
to
brands
let
and the
special
experience we're
ed
going to
Also,
plan out
Con
the
Queso,
con.
Last
just
year, we felt
what
that,
you've missed, because
we really
what
wanted
you
to do
came
is
in,
take
because I know you
people
were
on a
late, you
journey
just missed
deep into the
Last of
content,
Us
deep
Part
into the
2.
four
It was
big killer
extremely
games we're working
violent,
on right now.
and
And and
they
get them to see a
they
bit
had
more
us
about
in a
the stories
setting
they're trying
that was
to tell and the way
similar
it's going to be expressed and what they got.
a moment from
It's
the
a
beginning
really
of the trailer
wide
and the very
range
end of the
of,
trailer. And
titles there, anything from
they're essentially
The Last
making
of
it
Us
seem
2
like
just
we
saw right
really
now,
are
through
going to
Death
get
Stranding and
4
Spider-Man and
titles.
Ghost. So
And that they're
this year, I want people to know that
they're doing
don't
deep
come here
dives.
expecting
That wasn't even that
some
deep,
big,
It
yeah.
was not
flashy
deep at all.
new
The
idea come
banjo
out, or
playing
some
as long
big
as the
surprise
gameplay
come
trailer
out.
did.
Yep.
Come here and
Yep.
sit with us and walk
You got
with
the
us
banjo
as
that
we
played
get
at the
through
beginning,
to
and then
see
you
the,
got
the background stories and deep inside of the games we're working on.
after that you got
And
the
we do have a lot
gameplay
more coming from
trailer.
those Worldwide Studios games in the showcase later
CG,
tonight.
or
Do
I
you
guess it
have
was probably
any
in-game
personal
and then gameplay
games that
trailer.
you're most excited about?
Well, they're all fabulous, and I think the teams are really crushing it right across the board.
Fair enough.
But one thing I would say is there's one of the games that we're having out today that will be playable in 3 months and available in stores, and that's our favorite web slinger.
Of course.
Spider-Man. So we're going to see a lot of that tonight, and I think the folks at home should be happy with what they're going to get.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean.
Sean, thank you so much for dropping by. Always a pleasure to trade
Maybe
notes with
each
the
one of these
chairman
games,
Studios.
one of them's
Great to
out
see
in
you
each
guys.
of the
I'll
next
head back to
4
the pneumatic tube
quarters.
station then.
All right, please do.
Like
And
Spider-Man's.
we do have a lot more in store coming up in just a few minutes as
Spider-Man's
the E3
what,
showcase
September, so that would be
continues.
quarter
But in the
3.
meantime, we also
Then
have
we
some
get a
other
game in
updates
quarter
for you while we
4.
wait during a short intermission. So I say we kick it off with a look at the latest from the world of Call of Duty.
Okay. Bathroom break.
I don't even have to go to the bathroom!
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not normally a Call of Duty guy,
Holy
but I am looking forward to this one.
I'm looking forward to what they do with Battle Royale.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. This is the most... Oh my god. Doc Croc, whoever said the bathroom break was in the
15
first
minutes.
section.
I think it
I
was
said
Lauren.
30. Yeah, I think Lauren said 15.
I said 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
We are 15 minutes.
Like an hour in.
Well, 25 minutes.
We're 25 minutes in.
I can't believe this. We got.
Well,
We
Hot
knew we
Legs-
would get.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah,
Who
we
knows?
knew we would get Call of Duty because they have the they've had the deals with Sony this entire generation.
It just could be a slow start.
This kills your momentum for the next generation. I'm sorry. This is one of those terrible moves that people remember for years and years and years, like
Welcome back.
Konami's
We are having
E3
the
2010
PlayStation
conference,
E3 showcase kicking off in just a few
or
minutes. We're in a short intermission
Nintendo's
period here, but we've got some good stuff to
Wii
talk
Music
about. We've got some good
debut.
friends as well.
Yeah.
Meredith Molinari and Ramon Russell. Welcome.
What's happening?
That's
Good
right.
to have you guys back.
Oh my god,
Good to be back.
Friendly
Yeah.
faces
Oh.
right before the showcase.
Ramon
Absolutely.
from Sony San
Yeah,
Diego.
excellent.
So I say we keep this moving here, and when it comes to
keep
Call of
moving.
Duty, we know that
I say
a
we
bunch of
keep this moving
remastered
here.
maps from Black Ops 1 and
I
Black Ops 2
cannot
are making
believe
their way
this.
to
I
Call
thought
of
we
Duty
were
Black
supposed to be
Ops
going
4
to
this October
church.
on launch day. But
Oh
what we
my-
just learned here is that those maps, those classic maps,
I'm
are
like,
coming to
I'm
Black Ops
actually
3
genuinely
as well
mad.
for those who pre-order
I
Black
am
Ops 4 on
genuinely
PlayStation
angry.
Store.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. But what if I don't own Call of Duty Black Ops 3?
Well, that's where it gets a little more interesting, my friend.
Oh.
So
Like
tonight,
planned it.
we are actually doing a surprise PlayStation Plus game drop, and that is going to be Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 is coming to PlayStation Plus later tonight.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Everybody
Yes,
and their
very
mom
nice. This is why I
has
love
this
E3
game.
because not only do we get to
It's
share
available
awesome
for a
news
month.
with
Not on
our
PlayStation.
audience, but PlayStation Plus subscribers get a little treat.
Get an extra
Little tasty treat.
Right, little
Yeah.
little mid E3 supply drop for
Yeah,
you there.
there you go. There you go. Perfect.
You know, we've been sharing a lot of good news. We got to share 5 really cool announcements last week when we did our countdown, kind of ramping up for tonight's big showcase.
That's right. We had the countdown to E3, and that was 5 game reveals and updates over a span of 5 days. A lot of great stuff announced. Let's take a quick look back at the highlights.
You know what? They did do that too. They had the 5 days prior where they put stuff in. Well, they could have just, if that's all they're going to do, they could put those in. They didn't have to do it early. Touches Effect looks cool. Made me feel like I was on acid or something, I'm sure.
Oh, this looks cool.
Have you seen this? Tetris Effect. You can play it in VR or not.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
That's not Tetris at all.
Oh, that's Days Gone. Game that's gonna get lost on February 22nd because I have other games that are coming out.
Anthem's that day.
What is this?
There's 3 games for sure on that day.
I have to figure out what happened.
Anthem, Metro, and Days Gone.
Wake up. Focus. Remember.
Audience is about to mirror.
From the creators of Fee and Flipping Death
This is the type of move that ruins your momentum in
comes
the
a
next gen.
heartfelt story.
I'm sorry, but this is just
Really?
horrible.
Who are you?
Oh, I saw this. Ghost Giant. That's cute. There's Beat Saber.
This looks cool. I think this is on Oculus.
Coming to PSVR. Looks cool.
I play this on Oculus. If you can bring in your own music, I play this.
I would.
I'd imagine you could.
Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We're just a few minutes away from the E3 PlayStation Showcase. I mean, when I say a few minutes, I mean we're really So let's keep moving here. There was a lot of great stuff here. Oh, and we could see the crowd is seated. The people are
so we're going to have to wait that long between every different transition.
To move into the big event.
Like Dave said, we should have just went into like...
But I do think that there's like maybe one more thing we can sneak in there.
A center with an IMAX.
Yeah, let's squeeze it in. Let's squeeze it in. Okay, so this next franchise boasts a huge loyal community of nearly 6 billion hours. Incredible stat.
Yeah, they play that so much.
A lot.
They do.
Yeah.
And we're going to take a first look at the next chapter right now.
Destiny.
Here we go.
Oh boy, I didn't even have to put my headphones on. We're gonna talk about fucking Destiny.
Some of us are interested in this, Dave.
Oh my god.
Is this supposed to be what's coming?
This is probably what's happening with the expansion.
The next expansion. What's it called again? Forsaken. I mean, for the base that does play it, I'm sure they're excited. But
I'm interested in this, so maybe shut up.
Okay, well.
But didn't they already announce it, pretty much?
Yeah.
So stupid. Oh shit. Fuck you, Sony. Seriously, fuck you.
Why can't I leave well enough alone and go to the light?
September 4th. Do we know release date on that already?
Yes.
That was a powerful new look at Destiny 2. Forsaken is coming out September 4th.
That was no look, yeah.
Great enhancements and content for that one. And
I feel like... correct me if I'm wrong.
It's broken, Dave!
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this kind of feels like a generation... they had all these games that were loaded up for the first so many years,
when it comes down
and maybe they just don't have as much
E3
to
showcase.
show.
Thank you so much for watching.
You can still talk about your third-party stuff.
Yeah. Well, and they have deals with games like Call of Duty and Destiny.
I think why
so
keep
they have
waiting?
to
Let's
mention
get
that.
to it. So much more to cover.
Okay. Got a lot more.
You could talk to WB.
So let's check it out live right now.
Yeah. Unless they're still Microsoft centric.
All right, what do we got here?
Ghost of Tsushima. Another musical performance.
So were some people not invited to the first space because this is obviously way bigger?
They could have done it here. Everything here with that large screen.
Looks like Major Dan.
I'm really excited for this game.
Hopefully we'll see it today.
In 5 minutes after he's done playing the jazz flute.
Jazz flute for us. Secretly a new samurai show. Go!
E3 2018. The year we show you everything in 2019 and give you a lot of musical performances.
Want a bathroom break now, Dave?
To throw up a little bit.
I mean, okay, these performances are cool, but I think it'd be neat if they were actually showing something and this was like instrumental underneath something.
Right, with something in the background.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point because I feel like people said the same thing about Andrew WK's performance. While it was cool and we all loved it, like it was just like they didn't show like any gameplay in the background. It was like the more of a trailer that we'd already seen.
Right.
The pink and yellow with the people and yeah, put some stuff going on in the background.
Yeah. Because I think the live music is cool, but it's like...
This would be something for a PSX.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said at the beginning. I said this kind of reminds me of PSX. It reminds me of PSX, and it makes me feel like maybe Sony's played a lot of their cards already.
It makes me feel stupid for having like put so much time and effort for preparing for E3 and caring so goddamn much about it. It really does.
Go
Yeah.
It'd be great if they were introducing with these 4 games a venue change controller. So you have to move to a different room to play each of these games.
Yeah.
Kellen F asks, "What's worse, this conference or hemorrhoids?" At least hemorrhoids can be cured with preparation H.
Yeah, hemorrhoids can be cured. Where this conference, I'm not getting it time back. But I'm hopeful because, like I said, this is the game I'm looking forward to the most in the conference. It's the Asian guy from Last of Us.
God.
We gonna get gameplay?
Yeah.
Mongol invasion. All right.
A9's in this? Weird.
And we got no release window for Last of Us either.
You're right, we didn't.
Yeah. That would be a deep dive.
It would have been a deep dive.
Yeah, these aren't really deep dives.
This is the first gameplay
This is
we're
just
seeing.
what we expect.
Yeah, we've never seen gameplay of this game before.
This
Right.
looks.
No, I was
beautiful.
talking more about The Last of Us. This
Right,
does look
right.
beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hyped for this.
Lighting
No,
goes
I
a
don't think
very
we're getting
long way.
dates on
Yeah, look at that. The rain clouds.
Holy crap.
What if off in the distance you see lighting and then you see a shadow and it's Raiden?
Obviously, it runs best on PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
I would imagine, yeah. I mean, I'll play it on my Pro if I get it.
Fly.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Air dash. Come on.
Nobu, come.
This is not an anime game.
Ah.
He has to ride on a horse.
Show me excitement.
I wonder if he'll have to duck in the weeds in order to conceal himself.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And
See, they're tall enough. They're up to
fire-
like the horse's chest.
And fire bow and arrow, perhaps?
Yes.
Every game is the same now from Sony. Nice music. Nice music.
Yep. Very nice music. Love the atmosphere. It's almost eerily peaceful. Because I feel like there's danger lurking.
Why would you run through it? Isn't there a path to get there? Gosh.
Shortcuts.
Hopefully the horse riding controller is
Where are they?
as fluid as The Witcher.
Oh.
I am the Great Deku Trio.
This is cool.
Don't trip over your bell bottoms.
Bastards. Enough. What's next, samurai?
Here we go.
It's 2 gameplay trailers where they have hostages who get killed.
Yeah.
In English, please. I don't speak Spanish.
Don't speak Dutch.
And now, For Honor.
Oh,
damn!
Okay.
There's a sword play.
Alright.
Oh, alright.
I hope it's like Batman controls.
Right. Very fluid.
Yeah.
Like Batman, but how you would imagine.
Nice. Alright, now we're easing my spirit a little bit with this game.
This game, Kel and I agree, this game looks sexy.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
is it in the Astrodome?
Because it's the Animus.
That was cool.
Because it's the Animus. World's biggest Animus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, it's Ellie.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Jin, you're late.
What are you doing here, Mom?
You're impatient.
You're impatient.
Tag, you're it.
Where's the monk?
The bastard.
Should have wiped it off on my sleeve.
Yeah.
Now they're torturing him at the
You're a
temple.
badass.
Come on.
Next time I bleed, I'm gonna wipe it on my sleeve and I'm gonna cry a little bit.
He's got like half a ghillie suit on.
Yeah, when this is over, the cringe will return because we're gonna have
The
to
color.
move people over
Look
to.
at this.
Maybe they're moving people into a giant womb for Death Stranding.
They better hide from.
Remember Sago Bridge? We strike quietly.
We're gonna shove
They kill the monk.
all 200 of you into a womb.
And then you'll grow up and go to a teenage boy's bedroom.
You know, I will say this. I have to remember that there are people that are in this industry that spend hundreds, thousands even, of hours putting these games together. So I'll be respectful of them.
I feel bad for them.
But I feel bad for...
It looks so
This looks cool.
It looks so cool.
I'm digging this more than Last of Us 2.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Oh, absolutely. We've already seen more enemy types in this game than in Last of Us.
Oh, that was cool.
That was awesome.
The lighting, no.
I thought it was just last year.
This game takes place at the same time as Dave was in Vietnam.
Assassinate that man!
Oh, like Assassin's Creed.
Press X to assassinate.
Yep.
Yeah, Doc Croc's right. It's not the games, it's the presentation.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean, like, just like with EA Play. Oh. People were dogging on EA Play, but they gotta remember that EA Play wasn't a bad conference, and not only wasn't it bad, but like people were dogging about like the games that shown. That was cool.
Dope.
At some point, there's just a respect level, but we also have to remember that we're gonna call a spade when the showcase is terrible.
Whoa.
Masako! Stand aside, Jin. You betrayed my family.
That scared me there for a second.
What if her name was Tonic?
Oh, did she run? She got him in the eye.
It was Gin and Tonic.
That's funny.
We
fight. Mongols win.
Oh! Showdown.
They already won.
No, Metal Gear Solid 3,
Yes.
the end of that.
Yes.
She laid down the bow to be like, step over the line, bitch. Feel Japan Assassin's Creed is what Doc Croc said.
Yeah.
This is probably what you would assume it would be like, yeah.
Boss, I loved you.
Look at the detail on those
Look
swords.
at the detail, yeah. I love how they are. It's realistic. They're just waiting to pull the
Special
sword.
edition comes with a katana.
Me.
Oh.
Don't tease me, Jeff.
Oh, by the way, the Fallout 76 pre-orders were live. Sold out.
You didn't get one, did you?
No. $200, by the way.
Holy crap.
Right there on that.
Look at this one-on-one combat. Oh.
So fast.
I love how there's a subtle camera shake when there's movements.
Can this be
Music
a
is
level
awesome.
This be a level in Tekken 7, please?
Oh, it's gonna like the leaves.
Also notice no HUD.
Yeah, we haven't seen really any HUD, have we? Maybe.
Did it become Soul Calibur?
This game and Soul Calibur became best friends.
Oh.
Oh, shoot.
Now fall under sword. Get up. Got fighting to do.
Okay, that was cool.
That was awesome.
Still like the wording and the logo.
Is this all we're gonna see? It's not deep dive.
Not a deep dive.
Move again?
Hey, everybody get up?
Oh.
Okay, maybe this is where we're staying.
In the planet Arium.
Okay. Okay.
Guitar.
Like a banana! Yeah!
Get it, banana?
I just ate you for dessert, banana.
We don't split.
The banana's doing the Doom soundtrack.
Yeah.
Dreams. It said made in dreams there. This
is not Made in Dreams.
Not dreams. This is more Last of Us?
No.
Or
Resident Evil. I
yeah.
Uh-oh.
You might be right.
His house.
Yep.
is a
No.
shifting place.
No.
There are rules and rituals. You can keep traveling deeper.
What?
Inception the game.
What?
What they're gonna tell you?
It does have an Inception vibe. Why are you hovering?
Cool. Yes.
Telekinesis?
This is the Force. Oh wait, it's just Force Unleashed.
Oh.
Okay.
Have there been any dates so far?
No.
No.
Bad camera shot, Kevin Dunn.
Control. No dates. There's Remedy's new game. I was gonna say, is this Remedy's new game 2019?
Reveals 2020. Ooh.
Yeah, I think we're done moving around now because that's too many people.
Are you a mouse?
It's a PS1.
Yes, it is a PS1. Ratatouille the game?
No, this is Resident Evil.
Oh, you think?
Awful tiny.
Yeah, you're tiny.
No, it's not.
Ratatouille.
Yeah. Jekyll, Jekyll.
Interesting.
I'm putting you under arrest.
Stay back, sir. I've got this. Officer, you need help? What are you doing? Get off. No.
Oh, poor rat.
Aww.
Yep.
Oh! Resident Evil.
Ew.
You out now?
Well, Huber's just
There's-
lost his mind.
There he is.
There it is.
Indiana Kennedy.
Yes!
Jesus Christ.
RE2.
Money's in my account. Always a pleasure.
Attention, all citizens.
Sony, you had me worried.
Don't make a
Yeah.
mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate.
Wow. Whatever it takes to save this city.
Surprised you made it this far.
Need info on my extraction.
This isn't just a visual update, man. This
is a remake, yeah.
Holy cow. Oh my. This screams my name.
Will you help me?
Nope.
Of course.
Impressive
Wow.
display of
It's weird
strength.
seeing after such the great facial animations of other games to see this. It's kind of jarring.
But we never meant
What's
for
that?
this to
Seeing the
happen.
great facial animations from the other two games.
Yeah.
It's kind of jarring to see this, but so it's good.
You know, I'm still more hyped for this than Last of Us. I think this
Oh,
looks
yeah.
far more interesting.
It's coming back.
RE2. My heart 200 million miles per hour.
Wow!
January 25th, 2019!
Right before Kingdom Hearts.
2019 stacked.
That game looked cool to me. I wish it was coming out earlier just so I could play it in October.
Yeah.
I should probably beat Resident Evil 7 first. Dreams? No?
From Squatch Games and the co-creator of Rick and Morty.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bathtub Guy, and we're here at E3 to take some looks at this new game I'm going to show you right now.
Is it a Rick and
Trover
Morty
Saves the
game?
Universe. Let's give it a look. Oh, whoa, there's some action platforming stuff in this little piece of shit. I'm the bathtub guy. I'm always in my bathtub, but, you know, that's not about me right now. It's about this game.
This is an action
Whoa, look at
platform
that.
stuff.
That's exciting footage I just saw. Oh, I'm playing it right now. Look at me. I'm a cool cucumber over here playing this cool game.
Oh, shoot. That was shocking.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Somebody call 711 because that's the emergency dial number for this in this weird part of the galaxy. Because this is a sci-fi based thing. Help! He's got electrocuted.
Okay.
Trover Saves the Universe?
PS4 and PSVR.
This looks like a little kid's game.
They did not sound like a little.
Rick and Morty is not for
It looks
Yeah, it looked
Sure,
like it.
yeah.
No release date on that one, right?
Nope.
Kingdom Hearts.
Ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Why are you so happy?
So they're having Kingdom Hearts at Sony,
Everything.
Xbox, and
Yep, you always did like this world.
Still, it's a real shame we don't have a bigger ship.
Oh, look at this! It's Pirates of the Caribbean!
wow.
so good.
Wow.
Wow!
This at World's
Wow!
Oh, shit battle.
Whoa!
Shit battles in Kingdom Hearts!
Alright! Alright! Now we're back!
A bit of Panzer Dragoon action going there. Oh yes, Ratchet and Clank. Here we go.
You back in the organization?
Yes. Surprising, isn't it?
Jack, don't you give this creep the time of day.
Sora, stand down. It's the code.
Oh, looks so good.
Mustn't strike a pirate aboard ship when said pirate offers to confabulate.
I am looking for a box.
Get them!
Sora!
They have come for us. Wait!
Oh no!
Stop! Farewell!
Arendelle is safer with me staying up here.
Oh,
Please, go away.
Hi, Chelsea. Uh-oh. What'd she say? You say hi.
Hello.
And the unversed collected enough screams and sadness from those children.
Yeah, and the whole time they were trashing our company in the process.
Is that Johnny Depp? It sure sounded like him.
I doubt
It's
it.
a good sound like if it is.
Yeah, it sounded like him. I don't know that it really
They actually
is.
had a lot of the original voice actors.
You do, yeah.
What's that
And
one?
at the
They
end,
did
you'll
a lot of
finally
the original
realize
voice
what
actors.
destiny has in
Right.
store for you.
I noticed that with Frozen.
In fact, your reward might be right around the corner.
Hey, Axel.
Hey, liking the look. Got your hair too.
Chelsea, if you're still watching, this is the game I was going to tell you about. Since you're a Disney fan.
Nice.
That was a cool trailer, too.
Nice. That
Everything
was the
they've shown in
most
this game is cool.
comprehensive trailer. Another game for January. 4 days after Resident Evil.
Oh. 1.5 remix. 2.5 remix.
2.8 remix.
And 3. All in one package.
Oh, no.
Only on PS4. So would that tell me the
Kingdom
entire...
Hearts 3.
I just bought 1.5, 2.5.
Would that tell me the whole story?
Yes, it would, because it's got everything.
No, it doesn't have Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
No, they're in the bundles.
The 1.5, 2.5 range those.
You want that? Okay.
When's your birthday?
My birthday's after that.
Okay, here we go. This is disturbing. Oh my god.
Oh!
Here we go.
So this isn't closing the show out either, I wouldn't think.
The man who delivers. Tears. Chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me. What's your level?
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Your new main character for The Walking Dead. Since...
Must be tough out here on your own.
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries. That's all.
I make deliveries, that's all? What is he delivering? Babies?
Wow, so this is our first look at gameplay.
Or at least in engine.
Yeah, he's in engine. We don't know.
Okay.
It's Breath of the Wild!
It doesn't rain anytime soon.
Breath of the Redis!
How heavy is that thing on your back?
Jesus!
Whoa! Is this Delivery Man Simulator?
This is fascinating, but I still don't know what it is.
Right.
Yes, you kind of had this. We used his hand out to ask Ranger.
This is a proof of life video showing that, hey, we've got an engine working.
Right.
Look at all the strands, though. See those? in
Yeah,
background?
across the back
Yeah,
there.
It's very interesting.
MCO suit.
Oh.
Man, I don't know why these things getting bigger and bigger on his back.
Yeah, all the things on his back. It's got to be heavy.
Game over.
Oh.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
He did it.
Ingrown toenails are tough.
Oh! Give me your hand in
Oh no, he's got a rash.
There's probably a cream that solves that.
Not that fast.
Uh-oh.
That's my picture, sir.
So it's got opposable thumbs.
Who is that?
Why is she wearing spikes all over? Fragile handled with.
For the biker gang.
It's interesting they had to cover their mouths. So it's like these things can sense their breath.
Right.
Like that.
Like that? Yeah, Luigi, the Norman Reedus is from The Walking Dead. You're right. Or Doc Rock was right. Give me your hand in death.
Sky.
Put it into 10.
It's an impractical umbrella.
Watch yourself. Those things never stay gone for
Or it's
long.
broken.
The timefall fast forwards whatever it touches. But it can't wash everything away. The past just won't let go. I'll see you around. Sam Porter Bridges.
Sam, what's your status? Beryllium density is still increasing.
My status is fucked. There's tons of them.
That sounds like Norman Reedus.
No, they're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea.
Maybe attack. Go.
It's almost like that thing senses. Whatever those are.
Holy hell.
Let's rock, baby.
Oh man.
This is wicked. And like the faster it blinks and moves like that, the closer you are. It's like those are umbilical cords almost.
Yeah.
Go with the strands.
What if he's covering his mouth?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Reedus? Reedus!
Nice. That's so intriguing. I still don't really know what it is, but I know I want to play
A
it.
cryptobite a day keeps the timefall away.
Oh, God.
Oh.
A lot of gross stuff from Sony this year.
Ugh, I don't know how much.
Stop it. Just people.
You're too late. You still don't know who I am, do you?
Who are you?
I'm from Wipeout.
Is that the baby?
Oh, I don't know.
It's Meryl.
There's a picture of like, I believe his dead body.
Oh, you're right.
And a picture of the woman's face with blood.
No release date.
Okay.
Koei Tecmo. We're gonna talk about Dead or Alive? No. Some Neo, maybe? Oh. Oh. Are we gonna talk about Ninja Gaiden? Oh. No, this ain't Dead. This is not Dead or Alive 6.
No.
Oh my God.
This is Ninja Gaiden.
Or it's
Oh,
Neo
Neo 2.
That's a quick turnaround.
Wow.
So how quick is it?
I don't know. I didn't even play the first one.
I need to play.
Defy Death.
I have it.
That was a last year game?
Yeah. It's one of the great.
Death Defies You. What kind of game is it?
It's like Dark Souls meets ninjas or samurai.
They're giving 0 years.
Yeah.
At least everything at Microsoft was 2019.
And then this weird.
Chopsticks? And I think all these things are made in that Dreams.
Right.
Or whatever,
Right.
so. So Spider-Man gonna close it out?
Dreams is gonna close it out.
No, yeah, Raft is
The raft
Marvel.
is secure, but I can't reach them over radio. Their comms must be down.
Marvel?
What's your status?
Already here.
Spider-Man.
Hey yo.
Yuri, I thought you said it was secure.
It was.
So this is all for the deep dives.
Maybe it's
Kind of
not
seemed
as
like
bad as
FF7.
We're an hour in.
Love the optimism.
I like the white spider.
Looks weird, but I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Look out!
Electro? Yeah. Not Kimmy Fox Electro.
No.
Hold on! You okay?
Yeah.
I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, but I am so into this.
Welcome to the party. Just in time for the fire.
He doesn't have the mask. Doesn't that character in the comics have the
Yeah, the first time around.
with the lightning bolts or whatever?
Hell, they've got. This
I
so
agree,
many-
Doc Croc.
Electro. Why is he letting everyone out?
Yeah,
so
I
many
Head for the main control center
different
and
versions
see how
of their
bad the
costumes.
situation
yeah, I like how his face
I'll go join
resembled
the
it.
party.
Yeah.
The scarring on the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Everyone just quietly go back into your cells and lock the door behind you.
Web.
Oh,
That's so
yeah.
cool.
It looks like a souped-up Batman,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah, you're right. I'm totally into that.
He's even got like the spider senses flashing above his head.
Yep.
This is Batman combat
So,
for sure.
yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. That's dope.
Fish in a barrel.
Traversal that quick.
Sound good.
Oh! Is that Rhino?
Hi, Rhino.
Another villain.
Oh, they're gonna have a chock full of villains.
Oh yeah.
What is he talking about?
Will we see Venom because of the Venom movie?
Just trapped in a prison with every criminal I've put away in the last 8 years. No big
Venom's.
Oh,
Oh.
Scorpion.
Electro must be
Oh.
working for someone.
This is too good to be true. Scorpion, can you hold on a minute? I was in the middle of a phone call and it was business.
Peter Parker humor.
That's what Spider-Man games need, is Peter Parker humor.
Yeah, the combat in the Arkham games works really great, and I feel like having the Spidey sense just makes so much.
You okay?
No pun intended.
I like the air combos.
Yes.
Scorpion are all on the loose. What's going on in the rest of the prison?
It's almost like you can continue doing so many different combos and almost and never touch the ground. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Come on, Spider-Man. I thought this was
See,
a
there's
He's
shame.
got the
5
scarring
points,
that
the scarring.
matches
Yeah,
Stop this
that's
guy.
cool.
That's it. Got about Jake Gyllenhaal perhaps
Nice.
being Mysterio.
Look how
Yes.
fast this is.
This is very fast.
Wow,
You
this is
tell me
incredible.
who you're working for, I'll go easy on you.
Ooh!
But I'm flattered that you still try. Nobody ever takes me up on
I got
that
the sense that
offer.
he was gonna fall there for a second.
Vulture.
Vulture, what? Long time no see. We're going to have so much fun. Sorry, no time
Not
to
Val
talk.
Kilmer, or Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Not Michael Keaton.
The other Batman.
Yeah, one of those Batmans.
Okay, I got the security
Kilmer's
cameras
too
back
busy
online.
doing Top Gun.
Top Gun 2.
Yep.
Well, it looks like the entire population of the realm.
Wow.
That makes 5 of your worst enemies that are
So
now
you have to
on the
dodge those, and
For a second there, I thought you were serious.
I am serious. I have to go. Some of them are heading to the city.
This is nuts.
what?
Jesus.
All right, I'm in day one.
Oh yeah.
Keep chasing.
This is exactly what I said I wanted to see.
Yeah.
My nips are hard on this one. This is cool.
Electro, stop!
I like how there's lightning outside too.
Yeah.
How do you like my new suit? Dashing. Where'd you get it? It's an exclusive club.
Where's 5? Where's the Sinister 6 at?
Well, what about the guy that was in the last trailer?
Give me Doc Ock. Give me Venom.
This guy.
Achilles?
No, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Remember, he said not to kill him. Good idea. In fact, we don't have to do this at all if you don't want to.
We definitely want to.
Yeah, now we're out of gameplay footage and the
Yeah,
cutscene.
yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna switch Spider-Man.
Oh, come on. That was not a Spider-Man we saw.
No. That wasn't a Spider-Man that he saw. Because Miles Morales' Spider-Man didn't light up like that.
Alright, so we've seen all 4 of their deep dives.
Yep.
We're in space now.
Ellie.
Go back to this.
I think they should be terrified of you.
Sizzle reel.
Oh, are you serious?
If
That's
this
it?
is it,
Do not hesitate.
they just lost.
Yeah, if you want to do it on the sense of win-loss. Maybe they're just making a bigger deal of PSX, I guess. I'm not saying it's the right choice.
We'll get there.
Wow.
Sound like a Martian from Toy Story. Wow.
Oh, everyone's like.
Everyone's kind of like, yeah, yeah.
Do we clap?
Do we clap?
Oh. Wait, what?
What?
Jump and set.
That was the PlayStation E3 showcase. A lot to take in. There was a ton of great Worldwide Studios titles. We actually got a little more to share here coming right up. We're going to have first live gameplay of Marvel's Spider-Man right here, just a couple of minutes. We have a new game to announce. We have some other stuff to talk about too. What a show.
A new game to announce after the
Top
showcase?
highlights, go.
Oh.
Why would you announce a new game after the
Oh my goodness,
showcase?
Ghost of Tsushima looked absolutely incredible. That color palette was insane.
Yeah.
Did you grow up with samurai
We'll
movies?
stick with them for a little bit, but
Ready.
It's just the embodiment.
I'm ready.
of
Sucker punch.
yeah.
Thank you.
Meredith.
Oh, Resident Evil 2. Come on,
Yeah.
RE2. That looked
Just
so
as
good.
Scooby, I
know
think
a lot
you're
of us
right.
fans
There's
been
not
waiting
really
for
a
that
lot
one.
to take in. There's
and
a
there was like a moment
good
where you're like,
chunk, but there's not a
sure I know
lot.
what this is. And then as soon as he turned his head, I was.
I'm kind of in disbelief.
I'm kind of yeah.
They really screwed around with us. It's like they gave us that false start at the beginning. They wasted so much unnecessary time with starting off in this other venue and then taking 20 minutes to powder themselves and move people into another venue. Okay, so it seems like you're going to keep that up. No, you're just putting people in a second venue and not moving them again.
So what was the whole point of the first venue?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Was it just to waste time?
It took them longer to move people from that one to the other building than it did to show what was in that first.
Yeah.
Right. I felt like it took them so long that we're at 9:13 our time. We could have been done 20 minutes ago. It seems like.
Right.
You know?
Sure
This was
an
like
hour and 15 minutes long.
I don't think it was even that. I think it was
even that.
I think it was 45 minutes
And
long.
if you take especially if you take out the section of the moving.
Yeah.
You know, which they
This
showed
was
called-
poor. This was There's some really good stuff, but
the games they showed looked fantastic, but as a whole, this show sucked.
Yeah,
Like,
this was not a good showing for Sony.
Yeah.
And that's a shame because, like we said, so many of the games looked awesome. It was really cool to see Resident Evil 2 Remake finally. But in this setting, the conversation is going to be what a weird, fucking stupid conference this was from Sony.
The games that we saw, we knew were going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the exception?
Control.
Control was something new from Remedy.
Resident Evil 2 is rumored.
Yeah.
Trover Saves the Universe.
That's
Kingdom Hearts 3 again. But this is a cooler trailer.
For all the diversity of Sony, now everything's starting to look the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, Ghost of Tsushima, we know he's... Okay, here's something new.
Let's take a look at what this is real quick. Japan Studio. From Software.
They're all over this conference. All over this show.
Okay, we're back to Shadows Die Twice.
Are you excited? You're going to be a fairy.
It very well could be.
And live in the world where time stands still. Where nobody can see what you're up to ever again.
No, this looks different.
Yeah.
Is it Bloodborne 2?
Dark Souls Bully 2.
This doesn't really look like a Bloodborne title.
No, it doesn't.
If it's Bloodborne 2, and they're doing this in the post-show and not in the actual conference, this just reiterates how stupid the executives at Sony have gotten.
No. Deracine? Despacito?
Cine, that's From Software's new title coming to PlayStation VR. Quite a departure, very artistic. Still don't know a ton about how it actually plays yet, but certainly a compelling debut, I would say. Speaking of compelling, let's get to that Spider-Man. It is time.
We have some folks from
chilly
Software.
dick.
That's right. Brian,
Oh my goodness.
Charge Terror, hey, welcome in the chat. They had more than what you're mentioning there.
So
They're
thank
just...
you guys for giving us your time.
Of course, Happy to be here.
And all.
I'm gonna put the headphones down.
Yeah.
Out of probably sheer disgust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
what the hell was that?
Okay, let me ask Dave. Let me ask Dave something really quick. Did you get when it ended? Did you feel the same way coming out of that like you did coming out of Square?
Yes.
I did too. Like that's it?
Yeah.
Like they didn't even. This is the weirdest thing. Is that I'm hearing like I said, Colin Moriarty talk about like where he feels like E3 is starting to phase out, and I don't really think that that's necessarily going to happen. But like this conference didn't even have to happen.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. With Colin Moriarty saying that E3 is going to phase out, we've had these conversations throughout the 20-odd year history of E3, where it's like, oh, is E3 still going to be relevant? E3's not going to be relevant. E3's not going to be relevant. And it's only come back increasingly stronger as we go on year after year.
More Spider-Man gameplay, by the way.
The backward swinging.
Yeah.
I think
awesome.
This
yeah,
looks
we
really
could have
cool.
done this during the actual conference instead of having the pre-rendered story segment. This is what a deep dive actually is.
Right. Because now they're talking about it.
Yeah, before the show, we were saying how like we appreciated the communication of hey, we're doing deep dives. Hey, cool. I feel lied to.
Yeah, I really do.
Because there was no deep dive. We didn't even get a release date for Death Stranding.
You know what?
I'm sitting there thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna come out this year. We've heard a lot about it. We got nothing about it.
We almost. Is this me being sarcastic? We almost weren't lied to. They said 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
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 They got more. We got more.
This,
But
Death Stranding was actually the one game I really did not expect to see a release date for.
And we didn't.
But yeah, nothing for Ghost of Tsushima. I still expect Last of Us 2 to be
End of
PlayStation and PlayStation 4
or 4.
life
Excuse
cycle.
me. I don't know why I'm.
That's all right. Let's talk about Last of Us Part 2. I
Okay.
think the game looks bad. I thought this was a terrible showing for the game. I thought it made the... I really thought... It unsold me from any desire to play the game. I think it's... I mean, I was expecting it to be overly violent, but I can deal past
Well,
that.
that's cool.
But what really caught my attention, and I said this numerous times during the conference, what really caught my attention was through all the diversity of this combat in Last of Us 2, you're showing 2 enemies.
Yeah.
Over and over
Right,
again.
right.
It's the same bald guy
Guy.
and like the same girl with this braided hair and
a bow.
firing a bow.
Right.
Like dozens of those people. And when you're increasing the graphic fidelity and are putting all this detail into faces and then copy pasting all the same enemy over and over and over again, you can't do that. You can get away with that when you've got people in actual like military guard because you got helmets over them.
Sure.
That's one thing, but you've got to have some sort of diversity. Maybe have less enemies out there.
Wrestling flyer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crusher Hogan.
I think he's got the wrestling outfit in the game. I think they put that in there too.
That's cool.
But maybe have fewer enemies and just have more meaningful encounters in the game.
Yeah.
I just thought it really didn't look professional for all the graphic fidelity. It felt like they spent more time playing up the fact that there's like a lesbian relationship in the game than they did playing up actual combat and gameplay. And to me, that's disgusting.
It almost should have been. It almost could have done without the gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not saying that like we didn't want to see gameplay. I'm just saying like it could have done without the gameplay, and what we would have came away with the same impression from Last of Us 2. You know, it was very violent. The cinematics were absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
but like when I got to the gameplay, I was kind of like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, I was interested in the game, but
Yeah.
not seeing it in motion. Like, I don't think I actually want to play this.
No, that's a definite no buy for me.
Yeah, it's.
I have to see more.
Not
I mean, I
from it-
can't.
I don't care to see more.
It's
I'm
not.
not interested.
It's not from like the subject matter or anything. It's just
No.
it didn't look great.
No,
right,
it didn't
right.
look
That's
good.
what,
Right,
that's
right.
what I'm saying. I mean, the poor nature of how the game looked,
Sure,
and the action that was showcased within the game unsold any desire for me to actually spend my time playing that game.
And it didn't help that we're starting off so slow, and we're already
Right.
whatever hype level we had, it was brought down totally by that
that
opening.
beginning,
Yeah.
that opening.
That opening was the
worst.
worst idea that Sony has come up with this entire generation. For a company that has been as flawless as they have been this generation, this is like the first blunder that they've made, and boy, was it a doozy.
Yeah.
This
And it's
this is
already
all
late.
people are going to talk about.
Like, it's already late, and people are fighting sleep on a weekday. And
Yeah.
then you make them sit there through another
usually-
some more musical interludes. And
Yeah.
That's true. Like usually Monday of V3 is the biggest day.
Yeah.
I don't-
Typically, or one of the, if not the biggest day.
Show forums up tomorrow night, isn't it? Show forums up tomorrow? Or-
Yeah. I did not mind them experimenting with PlayStation
No.
Experience.
Right.
You know what? Use PlayStation Experience as your experimental platform.
Yeah.
Because that's your baby. That's
Right.
fine. This is E3. We've got expectations of how E3 is supposed to go.
Right.
There's got to be a way to mix it up a little, you would think, but you can't play with it in such a radical fashion.
I appreciate that they took a chance and went for it, but this was a
Yeah.
conference more suited for a PSX.
Right. Well, and like I said, when there's a PSX, the entire video game industry isn't on. Eyes aren't on you. E3, the
Right.
entire video game industry,
Right.
eyes are on you. Until E3 does go away, and I'm not saying it will, but until the day that day comes, the entire industry is on. Eyes are on you right now.
This is better than the entire conference right here for me.
Oh yeah, I'm loving
Exactly.
watching this. This is day one purchase for me right here.
Just as Scooby says, I haven't played the first Last of Us. I've heard it's amazing, and I do own it, but I just haven't gotten around to it. That being said, That trailer for this one left me bored.
Yeah.
It felt like your standard game that has nothing different than any other.
Yeah.
If they said out now, I wouldn't buy it.
You know what? The first one from the as far as I've gotten into it, because I haven't beat it, is really great. You should play it. I'll tell you that much. But I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
It was boring.
Yeah.
I was more...
For one of the crown jewels of
Yeah.
Sony's lineup,
that was a poor showing for
they
Last of Us 2.
they pulled their pants down and dragged their asses across it.
Yeah, that was a pretty piss poor showing for Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
But yeah, I will also second the fact that that first game is a masterpiece. It's a
sure.
work of art
Yeah.
that
Sure.
is done very well. So
Sure.
But yeah, second game has now done nothing for me.
Right.
What do we think of every Sony game now kind of following that Horizon Zero Dawn template where it's like the element of stealth is crouching through the grass and
third person.
It's all starting to feel the same because Last of Us now is following that. It looks like
Sure.
Ghost of Tsushima is going to follow that a little bit, although I think there's a lot more variety in that game.
Yeah, it
We'll
looks
get
like
to
there's
that
more
in a
variety
second.
God of War was kind of following that a little bit.
God
You
of-
see some Horizon stuff in God of War.
Yeah, and Days Gone
Days
definitely
Gone,
followed that
Yeah.
as well, and I think that's one of the reasons
You know what it
it got
reminds me
delayed.
of is the cliche that Ubisoft has with some of their games.
Yeah, they are.
It reminds me of being, this is another Sony game, or this is another Ubisoft game.
Right.
Another Far Cry collect 'em up game.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm going to go and crouch and be stealthy, and then I'm going to go do this, and then there's a side quest, I'm going to go collect a bunch of stuff.
If Microsoft is really smart, then they can look at that and use that as an opportunity to say, okay, let's really make sure we focus on a diverse lineup of games.
Diversify their portfolio. Well,
they're doing that.
Yeah. Like, it was pretty diverse, especially through the first, what is this year 5 of PS4. And it almost, like I said, it almost felt like Sony has shown so many of their cards, and just right now they don't have anything.
I think this is a really strong indicator that full development has moved to PlayStation 5.
This is the twilight of PS4.
This is it.
Yeah. Does it make you think it's sooner then?
I think it's sooner. I think it's a 2019 release at this
Wow.
point. Yeah.
I still say 2020, but reveal 2019.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Justin on that one. But yeah, you can tell the priorities are elsewhere besides games.
Right. This is kind of the last that they have in stock.
Damn, Spider-Man looks
There's
so
the Miz
goddamn
Jr.
good.
playing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There was a couple comments and I wanted to touch base with. We'll touch base about what our favorite E3 presentations were. Probably more after we see Nintendo and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But talking about like they said that the industry follows a trend after they see one game. We're talking about more about Sony. You don't see, for example, Nintendo or Microsoft having the same template, of games, so to say. But unfortunately, seeing that from Sony. Now, granted, they've all been pretty good so far. So
Let's move on a little bit. So they had like a 25-minute break where they moved people,
and then they showed 2 games.
Yeah,
and they were games we already know.
Yeah.
And
finally we got back and we talked about Ghost of Tsushima, which this was maybe the highlight for me.
I would say this is 1A versus I have a 1B.
Which is Spider-Man.
Which is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
1A and 1B are Spider-Man and Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
I am so hyped for Ghost of Tsushima. It looks so cool.
Yeah, Ghost of
that
Tsushima
looks incredible.
The reason I think it looks cool is
and these are the guys you're talking about it here.
Yeah.
I think the reason it looks so cool is it's more than just the, like you said, crouch in the tall grass and stealth around. There's that sword play.
Right.
There's the innovative combat with what you're doing at that time, and using the items you have, like the grapple, what it looked to be like almost like rocks on the end of a rope kind of thing.
And to add what Sony's doing is the epic scapes.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima was definitely my. And you're seeing it again here.
Yeah, for me, this was the game of the show. This was absolutely incredible. This was like, okay, I really need to buy this.
I mean,
game
look at this
right
combat here.
now.
Yeah. Look at this first.
I'm assuming it's like
how much of this is true to what the actual game is like.
I think this is I think gameplay.
That's gotta be like a quick time event. Hit a button and watch him draw the sword out.
Very possible. Very possible. but good swordplay is what we
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
And I think we got it. This definitely had a very good showing. Or great show. I think it's visually impressive. Has slick swordplay.
And this does kind of set itself apart from the From Software game and from Neo.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it seems less of a methodical paced game like those games are, and this is more of a Batman style game.
Right. This, even though this is feudal Japan, you're seeing a little different take on it, and it's look how visually impressive. I mean,
Yeah,
you saw the
that's
rain
just
off in the
gorgeous.
distance,
Jesus.
the lighting, the color palette.
Is this the game that makes you want to get a 4K TV? You already have one.
I can't answer that question. I already have one.
Not yet.
No, I mean, honestly,
Because if I get a 4K TV, then I gotta get a PS4 Pro,
Sure.
and I'm not ready for that investment.
I'll be honest with you.
Stupid.
Horizon Zero Dawn looks great
I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
in 4K.
Yeah.
God of War.
Yeah.
Even though I don't typically play it with 4K, I play for frame rate.
Sure.
I've turned it on. Looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Looks amazing.
This game just hits all the right notes for me.
Yes.
Next up we had that
Control. Remedy's new game.
What does Remedy do again?
Remedy was the ones who did
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake and Quantum Break.
Quantum Break. Yeah.
The trailer didn't do much for me.
It was just like an Inception game.
Yeah.
I mean,
It looked almost like the fuck is Infamous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kinda.
It looks like Infamous Second Son.
Kinda.
Yeah. I don't know. I was not into it.
I want to see more from that because Remedy makes.
Yeah, let me see more.
interesting games.
But then we got Resident Evil 2 remake.
It looks.
Yeah. Way
Probably
over
my
the top, violent, a little bit out of my taste range, but it looks absolutely beautiful.
I'll play it. I promise.
Much better showing for a 20-year-old game. Much
Yeah.
better.
Isn't that crazy?
Much better showing than Last of Us Part 2.
A much better showing
And
for
I'm
a
not-
remade 20-year-old game.
Yeah, I'm not saying that as a big Resident Evil fan. I'm not, but...
No, but I played 2.
And we got
and I
a
loved 2.
release date for that.
January
One of the
25th.
few things we got a release date for.
Yes.
Yeah, one of one or two titles.
Yeah.
Nothing up to Control had even a date. Control had 2019. Resident Evil 2 says January 25th.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, we got nothing because we already know Spider-Man's release date.
Yeah.
So we literally got one release date.
We also
Well, I guess
talked...
we know Kingdom Hearts 3 release date.
Yeah.
Didn't that the Rick and Morty style? game
Nope.
get a- Okay.
No.
And that was another trailer that didn't really do much for me.
Like, that was a random Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
You can put that out
Look at
there.
the guy's face leaving the conference. Like, what the hell was
Yeah,
that?
these people are not hype. Okay, thumbs up. Whatever.
Let me be on camera.
I see a
but-
camera. I'll wait. Look out, man!
Security!
Yeah.
Excuse me, I gotta leave half faster.
Sony, you done
yeah, next was
screwed
Trover
the
Saves the Universe.
pooch.
Some of that. Kingdom Hearts 3 had a cool trailer.
Kingdom Hearts 3, this is the best trailer
God, it
of
looks
E3.
beautiful.
Yeah. They
Their best
showed
trailer
off
so far.
The
Yep.
Pirates of the Caribbean world, which looks
Holy cow, looks
ridiculous.
good.
It looks
Yeah.
better than the movie. Like, Johnny Depp looks healthier in that than he does in real life. Like, he looks like an emaciated AIDS patient right now.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it looked really nice. And not only that, exclusive console coming out in January. And you get
the PS4
you can
Pro
get
version.
1.5, 2.5. I couldn't catch the third game.
It's a 2.8.
Yeah,
2.8,
2.8.
1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and
Fractional
3.
reserve.
All 4 games in one package.
One deluxe package.
So I know what I'm getting.
Here's where Media Molecule is.
Are you kidding? Okay,
Really?
so that's another thing that I was going to bring up later. We had all these interludes with characters that were created in the Dreams engine.
Yeah,
Not a
yes.
goddamn mention of Dreams.
Yeah, no payoff at the end. I figured,
Yeah.
hey, this is cool.
And now
There's
we've
this
got
thread.
Media Molecule sitting here
I
on
was
the
thinking
post
that,
show.
like, because they had all that, like all the different things that were made in Dreams.
Just cancel this game already.
Yes.
Just cancel this
At this
game
point,
already.
I agree.
We don't know what it is. You're unwilling to talk about it. I don't think
We don't even
you
know if it works.
I don't think you have a clear vision of what this game is, other than just like shit that you throw up to say, "Look, we're artistic."
Yeah. This game,
just fucking cancel.
we were supposed to get a demo of it last year.
Yeah.
It was announced how long ago? 2015?
Like 2013. I
13?
thought. I thought
I
around
mean,
the time
and,
the PlayStation
and
came out.
we don't know, like you said, what it is. We don't know if it works. And
Yeah.
everything that was shown that was created in the Dreams game or whatever, I thought, okay, maybe that's going to close the show then. Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
absolutely nothing. No, we're gonna see something right now.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
This is where you show her.
Of course, let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my headphone back on real quick.
Let's watch Dreams.
Way to make me eat my words there.
Dreams, you can create anything. Literally, people ask me, like, can we make games? Can we make movies? And the answer is always
yes. Does this show like the confidence that Sony has in this game? The fact that it's buried here, like 15 minutes after the show ends.
But and not only that, I'm not interested in this at all.
Hopefully, we'll find a way to get it out.
So what are we playing?
We're debuting our new band, The Molecules.
So it's like a world from Dr. Seuss, which is kind of interesting, I guess.
Perfect.
Doc Ock says just cancel it, thumbs up. You know what? At some point, you have to shit or get off the pot.
I don't think
I'm
anyone
not
knows
trying
about
to be
this,
mean,
even the people out there in the
but same thing with Final Fantasy VII. We're not going to see it at E3. Shit or get off the pot.
I just want to point out the footage that the folks at home are seeing right now. The seamless nature of the kind of create and the play,
either release the game,
Dreams, is it cannot be
or
overstated.
don't. You know what else we didn't see at Sony's conference?
Even if
or
you
showcase?
don't think that you're a game creator, even if you've never thought about game
I don't
design,
expect that Rockstar doesn't.
They don't usually do. Right.
Play a platform game. If you can play.
I always think we could get something, even if it was something we've seen before.
No soap copy there. You can share. Incredible levels
hey,
in like
that could have been game of the show if they would have shown it.
This week at E3, where we create gameplay for a whole level in like 20 minutes, including music. You can compose your own music.
Awesome.
You can do gameplay. You can animate. You can record voiceovers.
I respect.
Whole thing.
I respect
people.
And
just they've got a demo out for E3 where you can create like a whole level of music and everything.
At E3.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the demo we were going to get a year ago.
It's quite funny because one of you can be testing and then another one can be getting the jump height right.
I am respectful of everyone that creates games because I understand that.
And I literally haven't even touched it yet.
You want to put out the best project you can.
But the idea really has been like what you're seeing.
I love Dreams, and I literally haven't even touched it yet.
Because I think one of the things that sometimes people get a bit scared of, like the idea of the blank canvas. But actually, what I love about Dreams is it's just this idea of just choice. Like every day, people make choices. You put your clothes on. You might choose where you put a poster in your bedroom. And Dreams is very like that. All you're really doing is like here we're seeing like this Instagram effect. You can take a scene.
So
and
you're creating, you can create
it so that
levels.
It's really different, and you're adding your own mark.
And then the pièce de résistance is.
Doc Ock says they should just cancel Final Fantasy VII already. I doubt it'll happen. You know what? I'm with you.
An unending
just shit or get off the pot.
Of the PlayStation
at this point, I mean,
players,
the thing is like
creations. You can, and we sort of presented to you
in
a stream
of my soul.
I'll
say the same thing
that's what's so exciting
about
the
Crackdown
this
3 if it doesn't come in February.
We will be starting to
shit or get off the pot.
The creativity of PlayStation gamers really means
at some. I'll give you so many years, so many E3s.
Right.
And you know, I've said this before.
At some point,
Dreams.
They keep saying a beta is coming this year for Dreams. I will believe that when I see that.
Innovative.
At some point, you have to release the project.
What did they do?
Hats off to you. I mean, this must have been an absolute labor of love.
It's not game changing. We've seen level creators.
It's so game changing. That's why you didn't show it during an actual conference.
You know, people really put their hearts and souls.
Get out of here.
For their sake, I hope it's
to the point where
amazing.
You are moving between these different disciplines, and right now
I don't wish bad upon anyone unless your name's Tom Brady or Derek Jeter.
Before we have like musicians actually just jamming with animators to actually make.
Oh, we have a studio that jams
I think that's
together.
One of the things we're really starting to see is these different
workflows.
Crank
the didgeridoo.
Maybe if they didn't jam and worked on actually completing the game, the game would be out by now. You know.
All different types of genres of games.
You gotta go to work
and really
at some
almost
point.
like just come up with completely new ways of playing. I think
I mean, we're showing some of that E3. Liam made a text adventure, and we're like, what? You can do a text?
When a game is shown at E3, games come
Broken Dave is out in full force right now.
Little Big Planet.
When you show a game at E3, Gamescom, Paris Games Week, PS Experience, or any other conference year after year after year, at some point you're like,
it's unbelievable, and
I have to question if this game is really
Thank you very much for having us.
This isn't the first level creator game we've gotten.
I can't wait to see more.
No,
stay tuned for more on the gig later on.
All right, we're hearing more.
And Sid, I think we had a couple of VR games.
We did.
Say more
later at those earlier this.
We did. We had Trover Saves the Universe, which was announced during the showcase, and we had some great stuff.
Quick,
Tetris Effect,
let's get out of here before they make us show more of the game that doesn't
exist. A lot of other great
exist.
stuff too. So let's take a look at the latest from PlayStation VR.
Oh boy, the latest from PlayStation VR.
So they're going to talk
Ace
about like
Combat 7
Tetris Effect, which looks cool, and then they're going to talk about. There might be some. Oh, a
what is
boxing
this?
game.
This is cool.
Why is this?
Why was this not during the show?
The Trover Saves the Universe is a VR game. Tetris Effect looks sweet.
Looks super cool.
Yeah.
whoever put this conference together
Moss.
is stupid.
Moss is out now for.
Yeah, I think so.
Plain
Ghost
up
Giant looks cute.
stupid. Maybe it's time for Sean Layden to go. I
Beat
don't
Saber.
know.
Yeah,
If
Beat
he
Saber.
approved this, then he needs to fucking go.
Firewall Zero Allen.
It's Firewall.
Well,
First
yeah.
person shooter, yeah! Oh, but Dim! Oh, but... Okay, Creed Rise to Glory. What? You should have showcased this game. This looks like the resurrection of Punch-Out.
Yeah. Evasion.
I want a good VR boxing. It'd be fun.
Some of these games are out though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's just TNG stuff, so they're putting TNG in the bridge world, which is new.
Alright, well, let's get on a little bit.
Star
because
Child
I
we've
can
seen
only take
before.
We
more
got stuff
of
to
this.
do and
Yeah.
sleep to have, because this was horrible.
We got a announced trailer for Neo 2 already. It is a game that came out last year, and now we're getting a sequel. Neo was a huge seller for them,
right?
So it stands to reason that they will want to get a sequel out. But I'm really surprised that we're getting an announcement
Vacation
this
Simulator, guys.
soon.
From the people who made Job Simulator.
Yep.
Yeah, super hot VR. Oh, this game's badass.
Neo 2. Look, like I said, you mentioned that. It looks cool. Defy death. Death defies you. That's what it said. So.
Yeah.
Thought it looked cool. Makes me want to check out Neo 1.
You should check out Neo. Neo one's cool. Neo
I
one's
think it's
cool.
not. I think it's on sale.
Then we had Spider-Man, which...
No, we had Death Stranding in there.
Oh, wait, yeah. Sorry, that was right
skipped over
before
that.
Neo.
Yeah.
Sorry
Death
about that.
Stranding, the walking simulator.
Death Stranding, the...
That's a really good point.
the
I'm
transporter
still-
simulator.
I'm still intrigued with this game, but I am.
I have a lot of the same questions. And no Kojima on stage.
No,
To do a-
no
that is
Kojima.
a very, very
to
good
do a
point.
deep dive.
No
we
Kojima,
got
no
to
deep
see
dive.
in-engine
Yes.
demonstrations.
Yes. Not necessarily... like gameplay, but in-engine
concepts.
And I have just as many, if not more, questions than I had before.
Is there combat in the game, or
Uh,
is it just like avoiding the puddle?
Is this transporter simulator? Like, am I transporting all these boxes on my back in a baby?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with that. I think, but
I'm intrigued still.
how
I'm
much
still
money are
intrigued.
you spending to make a walking simulator with Norman Reedus and
Is this-
Mads Mikkelsen and Shirley?
Is this year 3? It's been shown off.
And the girl from my
Yeah.
So at what point do we feel the same way about this game as we do Dreams? Shit or get off the pot?
I have faith in Kojima.
I expect a Kojima game to take a while.
Yep, me too.
Wait, did they build this church
They
specifically?
built this stupidity
specifically for one trailer.
Yep.
Or no, this is the second venue they went to. Next to the first venue. They built both of these things.
Wow.
Sony wasted all this money building these venues. People are stupid.
I will say this: I have faith in Kojima. I like what you said because I have faith in Kojima. I want you to take the time, just like I said for Crackdown 3 during Microsoft's conference. Take the time. Kingdom Hearts, take the time, make it good. But at some point, it's going to switch to okay. Is this game coming out or
Is this
or not?
real or what?
Yep. Because at some point, it's going to get into the PS5 generation. And then this game's going to become a PS4 game on a PS5.
Yeah. All right, we gotta.
I think that's what Last of Us 2 is. But yeah, Death Stranding. Like you said, I got faith in Kojima as well. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt,
Yep.
and he should be able to create. So I'm not as worried about him taking his time with it as I am with Dreams, because Dreams has been teased for so long, and
it's been longer.
There really
yeah.
hasn't been much of a payoff. At least with Death Stranding, we've been having this increasing
Tuesday
build.
schedule you guys are seeing here as well.
Yeah.
Spyro!
Gene, whatever the hell that is.
Why didn't you show Spyro during the... I mean, just as an extra
Yeah.
game. I'm not saying it would have...
All right, let's take her home.
Anyway,
because we
yeah,
gotta-
at least with Death Stranding, you've had this steady build towards, something, where you haven't really had that with Dreams. You just had, here's this, it's revolutionary.
Right.
Okay. here's this again. It's revolutionary. There's anything in this game. It could be anything. I don't think they know what the game is. Dreams is a dream.
There's a lot of games you're seeing here that they're going to be showing for PlayStation. That some are a lot of them are third party. You will see. It looks like Kojima 4 o'clock on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I don't know, guys. That was disappointing.
Spider-Man was the one that really closed this out.
Yeah,
yeah.
It still looks tremendous. That still is a
day one for me.
Still is a day one purchase for me. That game looked amazing.
Probably day one purchase for me as well. It definitely looks like a ripped off and souped up version of Batman.
Yeah,
hey, that's fine by me.
Yeah, I'm fine with
games
it.
Are good.
Whatever.
All right, these games were overall kind of cool looking, but this show was a complete waste of time.
If it hadn't been for that shit beginning, I think the conference would have fared better. But yeah,
it was just so
it was
slow.
really poorly.
Yeah.
It was poorly planned out.
Poorly paced.
I think you people need to get out of California. I think the fart dome of California has completely messed with your conception of reality and what people think is acceptable and good, and you've lost your goddamn minds. So that's my take. Sony, some cool stuff. Ghost of Tsushima highlight for me. Spider-Man great looking, but otherwise just disappointing.
So far, I think the worst conference of E3. You think that Square Enix?
As far as expectations and letdown, it is for me
because Square doesn't do a show every year.
Right.
These guys do a show every year. For me, so far, I would say this is probably next.
This makes me question further why Square
Where's
Enix.
Yakuza? Ah, where was this at?
Yeah.
Isn't this
That's
out?
a Kids Rage game.
It's out.
Yakuza's out, isn't it?
There's a new Yakuza coming out though.
Wait, that was Fist of the North Star.
Yes, it
Why
was.
didn't you show that? This makes
Fortnite.
This makes me question even more. There's no deaths. There's no Days Gone, because this game's gonna be terrible. This makes me question even further. Why did Square Enix even have a conference? I thought for sure, oh, they're saving stuff for Sony. No, we're just getting another look at.
No Avengers.
No Avengers.
Splinter Cell.
No Rocksteady game. No Splinter Cell. None of this stuff that's been rumored for so long.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know which. Right now, my instant reaction is to say Sony's worse, but between Sony and Square, I'm not sure which one I'm going to put worse. I'll sleep on it, but this is the poor Sony
At
showing
least
for me.
Square had like 3 products that.
I think we counted 3 new.
So Square had 3 products that are out in 2018 that I will buy this year. They had Octopath Traveler. I will buy that this year. Dragon Quest XI. I will buy that this year.
Concrete Genie didn't show that.
And Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I will buy that this year. And I'll buy Kingdom Hearts in January for Lauren. Sony, I'll probably buy Spider-Man, but I could honestly probably live without it. I'm not overly hyped. And then everything else is 2019.
2019 looks like it's going to be...
Man, buckle up. 2019 is a hell of a year.
Yeah, this is
Doc
really...
Rock says the thing is Sony had stuff. I'll say this. Had as in prior to this stream.
Sure.
I think Sony has shown all of its cards.
The stream is over. Everyone go home.
We
are kicking you out.
Way
The
ahead of
venue must be deconstructed.
Way ahead of you.
Your dreams are now over.
We're going to go home as well. Thank you all
Yeah,
for
this
watching. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Pretty
You know what,
disappointing.
though? I still love video games. I still love you guys. And guess what? Tomorrow...
Nintendo!
Smash Brothers!
That's right. Tomorrow is another big day. Hopefully Nintendo can, as they did last year, save E3. Nintendo Direct starts tomorrow. Our pre-show starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. And you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be fun. And then the actual event is going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern. And again, that's going to be for Central Time Zone people. That's 10 a.m. pre-show start, 11 a.m. event start.
Wow.
Yeah. That's probably going to be about a 45-minute conference there.
Yep.
And then...
There's a treehouse to immediately follow.
There's a treehouse immediately following, so we'll stay with that
Immediately
for a little
starting
while.
with Smash.
And then at some point later on during the day, we're going to have the Super Smash Brothers Invitational.
Yep.
So stay tuned to Nerd Bacon throughout the day. Just keep checking back. Hopefully you've got your Twitch alerts turned on and everything, so you can get a little text whenever we go live. But anyway, again, 11 a.m. Eastern start for our pre-show for Nintendo's E3 2018 presentation. Again, Nerd Bacon's E3 2018 coverage is brought to you by Survive Mr. Cube from Intra Games over in Korea. Make sure you check out Survive Mr. Cube on the PlayStation Store right now. For all of us here at NerdBacon.com, I'm Dave the Watchman.
I'm Level Up Justin.
I'm Jeff Ross.
Thank you so much for joining us. Until tomorrow, game tasty.
Thanks, guys.